Welcome to the Emmanuel Quickley show. That's
Hosted by the
basically
Quickley.
that's basically what tonight's post game is going to be about. Welcome back to the Run.down post game show here on the Strickland YouTube channel, as well as you're listening to this afterwards on the Strickland Podcast Network. I am Sam. I am joined by Jeff and Tyrese. Schwinn will be joining us shortly. Knicks win in the Emmanuel Quickley coming out party on national TV, 131 to 129 in double overtime. And this was without Jalen Brunson. Emmanuel Quickley got the start. He finished the night with 38, 8, 7, 4 steals, 2 blocks on 15 of 28 shooting, 5 of 12 from 3. I mean, just an absolutely insane game for Emmanuel Quickley. We were right here at the Strickland, as we always are, about Emmanuel Quickley. We have been vindicated. All those times we came on here complaining about his minutes, and all of the times the out tried to shut us up and saying he didn't deserve it, and Alec Burks and Alfred Payton and this and that and all that BS. We've been vindicated. We've been vindicated. This was a long time coming. He's put up performances, close to this in other events, but the circumstances tonight coming in with an 8-game winning streak, and a lot of us kind of accepted, like, hey, if we come into Boston and we lose, but like, it's a hard fought battle, we'll accept the loss, because like they just lost to the Nets. We just pulled out an improbable win versus Miami. A lot of us were just like, hey, we'll take the L. But Emmanuel Quickley was like, hell no, I won't take the L, and absolutely showed out. Starting, from tip off, first shot of the game, deep three, pulls it, cashes it. That's when I knew, all right, tonight's gonna be special. And then the third quarter, he has 11, and spurs that run with some huge key defensive plays that get us rolling, that cut the lead, cut Boston's lead down. And from there, the Knicks didn't look back, honestly. Like, I think he legitimately single-handedly just won us this game. And we are now winners of 9 straight, and we are headed towards the Eastern Conference Finals. Yeah, there's my spiel.
He played 34 straight minutes tonight, and for some reason started off double OT with a dunk. No, it was a 3 and a dunk. That man has legs of titanium, vibranium, whatever.
He
you
did
want
not
to put
sweat at all.
I'm telling you, like, Tim somehow was like, Jalen Brunson is going to be hurt. I'm going to not play Emmanuel Quickley in the fourth quarter against Miami. We're going to win that game. And now he's going to be rested for the grueling marathon of playing 34 straight minutes against the best team and the second best team in the East, defending Eastern Conference champions, and somehow, some way, managed to have one of the best two-way performances of the season, bar none.
That performance should have probably put him in all defense conversation.
That's the thing. His defense was like better than his offense. I didn't even see he said it, but I parroted what Benji said. The first Boston possession of double overtime was a one-man masterclass by Emmanuel Quickley on like his 30th straight minute. Like even Redick had to say something, and he stunts and recovers. Like, dude, you should not be that locked in on defense when you're playing the type of game and the type of minutes that Emmanuel Quickley was. He's got his hands up every single time in passing lanes. He's stunting and recovering. And look, we're going to talk about it all night, and all the comments are going to be about it. So I'm sorry if I'm, burying the lead for one of you. I thought RJ Barrett played incredible defense. There's a specific possession. There's a specific possession, 116. I'm not sure if it was overtime or double overtime. 116. Quickley takes a bad mid-range shot, and the Celtics have numbers. They have 3-on-2. Quickley rushes back on defense, but the Celtics still have numbers. Tatum gets the ball on the above the break. RJ closes out on him perfectly and recovers and slides with him and forces the reset. That was one of the best closeouts I've ever seen from him. I thought he was awful on the defensive glass in the first half to the point that it killed us. I thought he literally was responsible for 10 Celtics points by just not giving a shit on boxing out. But his defense, both getting around screens and closing out, and just his man defense overall, he had the stop on Tatum at the end of overtime, look, we're going to talk about Emmanuel Quickley all night, but RJ Barrett was phenomenal on that end of the court.
Yeah,
I just needed to say it.
I thought he played a really strong game tonight as well. Like you said, the defense. I feel like the defensive proficiency was great. The rebounding was fantastic. He had 11 rebounds tonight, and like you felt it in the second half. You definitely felt it in the second half, where I kind of felt like he was definitely boxing out more. He was fighting for them. I think he got called an offensive foul for one, and it's like, when's the last time you seen RJ Barrett get called for a foul on the glass? Like, I will take that. He battled tonight. I think he really started us off well in the first quarter. I feel like he started hot that first quarter, and Randle was still trying to get his legs underneath him, which, like, granted, makes a lot of sense. And RJ kind of kept us steady through that first quarter. Not much more positive I could say about him. I just kind of felt like he was a huge catalyst that first quarter. His rebounding was phenomenal. His defense was phenomenal. That was probably the best defensive game he's played, I want to say, in 2 years. Probably since the first game against the Celtics last year.
Yep.
100%. So maybe it's the Celtics, maybe it's Jason Tatum, maybe it's his fellow Duke brethren. I don't really care. But if he can do that more consistently, then that is huge for this team. And that absolutely changes the way this team needs to be looked at and how he needs to be looked at, quite frankly.
And the thing is that the thing that made it so encouraging to me is, and I'm just watching Sam. Like, he just has way more swag than I could ever have. So, like, I'm him in spirit. I just can't pull it off.
I have to buy the jersey. I'm going to buy the jersey right now.
Look, the thing that made it so encouraging to me, and I mean, you nailed it, Tyrese, but that game against Tatum, if I recall correctly, Tatum was like 2 for 17 or something with him as the primary defender opening night last season. Yeah. But that was like RJ taking an assignment personally. NBA players get up for that stuff. We see Randle do it all the time. And, like, that's good. But if you can take the ancillary parts of defense seriously and embrace that stuff, the screen navigation, good closeout technique and recovering, like, that's what makes Emmanuel Quickley a special defender. And that's what made RJ Barrett a special defender tonight. He was, especially in that second half, he was locked in on every single part of defense that he wanted to be locked in on. And I say it all the time. You want RJ Barrett to get to a point where his shooting almost doesn't matter. That's what me, Sam, and Tyrese were saying all of last year about Emmanuel Quickley. All we said was when he finds the shot, he's going to be special. But his shooting didn't define his impact. RJ Barrett can get to that. And let's be honest, RJ Barrett has a higher offensive ceiling than, not to compare the two, but he can get to a point where his shooting almost doesn't matter.
No, he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't have a higher offensive ceiling. He doesn't have a higher like no, he doesn't. We just watched it. Like, no, I don't care.
Right.
We're not doing this tonight. We're not doing this tonight. We're not doing the thing. We're not doing the thing where the 6'6" fucking wing is automatically has a higher ceiling. No shot. Get the fuck out of my face with that. No offense to you guys, but both of you can get the fuck out of my face with that bullshit tonight. No fucking shot.
You're right. You're
Emmanuel
right.
Quickley. Emmanuel Quickley! Yeah! Yeah. Are you fucking kidding me? I've been waiting so fucking long for this. And this is why the end of last year sucked so much ass, because we were all like, every time you give this guy minutes, he's doing something. And we had to hear, no. This kid is a fucking stud. The Knicks drafted an absolute fucking stud with the 25th overall pick of the 2020 draft. And if you're still sitting here today and you're like, oh, they could have had Desmond Bane. Oh, they could. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. You fucking suck. If you're still sitting here crying about that. And you can eat a fucking dick. Like, get the fuck out of my face with that shit. We drafted an absolute fucking stud, and we should be fucking thankful and, like, for all the shit we've endured. Tyrese, how old are you? You're 23?
23.
You're 23. So you were fucking born in the year 2000 or some shit, right?
Yeah, 1999.
1999. All right. So you were born the last time the Knicks were actually good. Let me tell you something about the last time the Knicks were actually good. The only guy they drafted on that team that was actually good was fucking Patrick Ewing, who was like 9,000 years old. The Knicks have fucking Emmanuel Quickley at 23 years old, and they have a good fucking team, and they have an all-star point guard, and they have an all-star power forward, and they've got a fucking center who I don't know what was going on with him on the defensive rebounding tonight, but is consistently like an impactful, high-level defensive player. And they've got all their picks, and they've got a good fucking supporting cast. This is the best position the Knicks have been in forever, and a large part of that is because of Emmanuel Jalen Quickley, who came out tonight and fucking dicked on the entire city of Boston, that entire racist.
My son was dancing after every basket he was doing them.
He was fucking singing hymns after each fucking basket. He was praising Jesus after every basket. And I, as
he was literally like
a non-Christian, I, as a Hindu tonight, I found the love of Jesus tonight because I was watching Emmanuel Quickley fucking ball the fuck out. And I have never, I have never enjoyed a victory as much as this one, because not only did Emmanuel Quickley ball out, RJ Barrett played a fucking great fucking game, solid fucking game, which is why when I watch him do 35 games of bullshit, it annoys me, because I know this is in there. It is in there. It's in there. He can fucking do this. That's it. I don't need him to be a fucking superstar. I need him to be this guy every fucking night. I need him to be this guy every fucking night. And I need Julius Randle to just delete the last minute 30 of regulation. And actually, honestly, maybe the last minute 30 of every fucking quarter, other than that Miami game. Other than the fourth quarter of Miami, do that, but don't do any of the other shit. He was awesome tonight. The Knicks basically had three guys plus Mitch, so 3.5 guys, and they fucking won. They got nothing from the rest of those guys. Nothing. Grimes hit 1-3. And I know he didn't get a lot of shots. I wouldn't have passed him the fucking rock tonight either. Josh Hart, bless his heart, amazing defense. Didn't do a whole lot offensively. I don't care. All I know is I am so fucking happy that I watched this game tonight. And I watched it a little bit late. I watched the first quarter at a bar celebrating my friend who's his wife is, they got good news. Let's put it that way. So, and then I had the game recorded, so I came in and I ended up catching up midway through the third quarter. I don't care. The entire point is I'm just very fucking happy, and Emmanuel Quickley is him, and he's fucking awesome. And all the people that doubted him last year, the summer, whenever, they can all suck my dick. And the people that were like, oh, you overrate him, he's just a role player. I want you to do me a favor. Never fucking talk to me about basketball again. Do that. All right. Anyway, I'm done.
Schwinn, there was one moment tonight when I don't know if you got to watch the game with volume, but there was one moment tonight when I actually thought of you because I was just sure you were yelling at the TV. And that was when Ruocco, for 11 seconds of getting their combined heads out of the Celtics' ass, for 11 seconds in the second quarter, he was like, Emmanuel Quickley actually is picking up some Sixth Man of the Year steam. And then RJ Jefferson cut him off and was like, no, they just missed Jalen Brunson. Changed the topic back to Jalen Brunson, and Emmanuel Quickley scores, steals the inbounds, and scores again. And I just know you were just like, yeah, Richard Jefferson, shut the fuck up, for trying to shut down Emmanuel Quickley.
Well, here's a fun fact for you. Ryan Ruocco was in the same limo as me for senior prom.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What?
I know Ryan Ruocco. Yeah. He was not a senior. He was a year older than me. Well, it was fine then. He's a big Yankees fan, so I'm sure you would love him, Tyrese.
Right now. Don't piss me off.
Shout out to Ryan Ruocco, though. I will say tonight on the broadcast,
he was good. He was good tonight.
He was good, and he brought up Emmanuel Quickley's defensive stats.
And I did catch that, Jeff. And what I loved about that is, by the end of the game, Richard Jefferson was also praising Jesus, just like me, for delivering us our Lord and Savior Emmanuel Quickley, who, by the way, is a much better player than loser ass Mikal Bridges, who gets absolutely no play at the club.
That Chris Mannix tweet, by the way, was insane.
Mikal Bridges gets no play at the club because Emmanuel Quickley's there, and everybody is just flocking to him because
No
he is Jesus.
play at the club is a wild sentence. Also,
It's true.
2 things. First of all, I
It's
just
a
bought a
fact.
Quickley jersey. Yay. Second of all, on Caesar Sportsbook, Emmanuel Quickley is minus 220 to win 6 man of the year. The narrative has shifted, ladies and gentlemen.
He's got it. He won it tonight.
He won
the
He
award
won that
tonight.
award tonight.
And it's so
Yeah.
funny he won it on a night he started.
Oh man. Also,
Man.
I just really want to say this as like somebody who has thought for like literally from the day we drafted him, I'm not joking. There's like a list. You can find a list of like somebody compiled like that 2020 draft. Like, so that 2020 draft, somebody compiled like all of Draft Twitter's fucking, all the mocks they did, every single one. They did like, and they pointed out like the high, the low, the average, whatever. And I had Emmanuel Quickley ranked higher than everybody, and I still didn't have him that high. I had him like 20th. That was the highest anybody on Draft Twitter, literally on Draft Twitter. Nobody had him higher than I had him. They all had him lower. And I didn't even have him that high. I had him fucking 20th. It's not that big of a deal. We drafted him. What did we get? D+, nepotism, fucking UK. Oh, the Knicks. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know shit. His rookie year. Oh, he's just a 3-point shooter. He's just fucking Lou Williams. That's all he is. Last year. Oh, well, Tibbs isn't starting him because Tibbs is at practice. You guys don't know what you're talking about. The on-off is just because he's only playing against bench guys. This year, you got nothing. You got fucking nothing. Shut up. Sometimes you're wrong. And if you doubted Emmanuel Quickley, you were fucking wrong. He's a stud. Tyrese, Jeff, Sam, I think all
Vindication.
of us, we've all been believers in the Church of Latter-day Saints named Emmanuel Quickley. And we did it tonight. He did it for us. He proved us right.
Can you imagine if you drafted Leandro fucking Bolmaro?
I'd probably kill myself. I'd probably fucking like. Have you watched? Have you seen the Shawshank Redemption?
Yes.
You know
God,
when he's like
say-
Brooks was
please
here,
say yes.
like when
Yes.
when Brooks was here, like that would be me if we had drafted Leandro Bolmaro and we traded Emmanuel Quickley to somebody else. I'd be like, Winnie Pooh was here.
You went through all that just to make a suicide joke?
Yeah, I did.
Jesus Christ. All right.
Oh my god. All right, that's good.
Okay. This is where we're at.
Oh man, what a
RJ
special
was
night.
awesome tonight, by the way. RJ was awesome.
Yeah.
I'll say that. His first quarter was like huge because he basically
set the tone.
kept us, and he kept us in the game early in the game when I think Quickley was still feeling his way out. And Randle's like, I know he had like 10 points on 5 shots in the first quarter, but it was weird, right? It didn't feel like that. It felt like
he was
Yeah.
very much sleepwalking his way.
yeah, it was a weird game. I don't think Randle played bad, but it was a weird game for him where like I don't care. Like, yeah, and also like he's again like this is me being like, hey, look, when you're good,
He's earned this leash.
yeah,
He's earned this leash.
yeah, exactly. Like tonight, like I know his box score looks really good. I didn't really think he played that good of a game.
He had 7 turnovers.
was
And it was just
nasty.
weird though. Like even like his scoring was just weird tonight, right? Like it wasn't. It
I kinda
didn't
felt like he
feel
just, like,
like
quickly
steady.
He just kind of like quickly cook, and then I was like, okay,
I was so happy to finally see him defer to Emmanuel Quickley like in the overtimes. Like he was just like, all right, you get
Yes.
the rock. Like
Well, that was
you do
a
your
really
thing.
that was a really good sign from. That was a really good sign from Randle, right? That like, and actually Randle's done this a few times this year where like, look, he's always gonna like generally if he's feeling it and somebody else is feeling it, he's still just gonna be like, no, it's give me the ball. Like, I don't care if you're feeling it, I got it. Like, but tonight, like, I think he could tell like he didn't have it, and I think he also could sense that like Quickley had it, and like it was like that Chicago game that we lost where like. If you go back and like look down the stretch of that game, he just kept giving the ball to he literally was calling for RJ to come get the ball in that game. So these are the small things that I don't feel like he was doing last year, and this is why it makes it so much easier to root for a guy like him this year. When he didn't maybe have it tonight, and guess what? He knew that, and he let Quickley cook, and that's all you can fucking hope for, right? It's like self-awareness, understanding game flow, and all that type of shit. And look, he didn't have a great game tonight, but I did think he made good decisions down the stretch tonight. And again, that's all you can really hope for.
At these are his bad games. I'll take this. His bad games are like his mediocre games are better than like 90%, 95% of the league's good games. So,
and I mean, think about calling this a bad game. Like that just shows you the level he's been at this year.
Yeah. Like this is a 62 shooting night for him.
I think though, this isn't pushback because I agree with you guys. I actually like in my head I was gonna be like, haven't liked the way he's played tonight, but if this is a bad game, I do think it is not worrying because hopefully, like if we lose Brunson this season, there's a much lower ceiling to this season anyways, for obvious reasons. But it is kind of worrying that he still has these type of process stretches in him. Like, just where he can, I mean, forget the turnovers. There was a possession early in the first half when the Knicks were killing the Celtics by racing up the floor every single time. And Randle gets the rebound, and RJ and Quickley bolt down the court. And they're literally both alone in one above the break, one in the corner. And Randle just lollygags up the court. And like, it just very much seemed like he was disinterested in this game, at least early on. And I'm not going to say that's worrying. People are allowed to have bad games. And like you just said, Twin, it's been the type of season for him where a bad game for Randle is 31, 9, 4, and 1 on 50% shooting, 4 huge free throws, a huge corner 3, a huge above the break 3. Like, I'm not being critical of him. This has zero, like, trade Randle vibes. I am just saying that, like, it was more than just, like, careless turnovers. It really felt like early on, like, he decided, okay, no Brunson, like, whatever, you know?
And I mean, this team has shown like they're good enough to like withstand that type of performance from him. So like the fact that they're able to like withstand that and then pull off the 9th straight win on the road in a game that like I said before, like most of us had accepted like, okay, if the Knicks lose this one, they kind of like earn the leeway to like lose this one because Boston is coming off blowing a 28-point lead versus the Nets. They're going to be locked in. We just came off a miraculous game-winning shot the other night. So it's like, we come into this game, house money. But the fact that they're able to still pull this out without Brunson, with Randle having this type of game, just shows like the wherewithal this team has. And you just kind of just up the expectations for this team even more now because you're seeing every night they're like pushing the envelope even more as to like what they're capable of.
Finals. I want the finals. Anything less than the finals, I'm complaining to Leon Rose and making him do a press conference.
I mean, there's no ceiling for this team. Like, if you don't think
the ceiling is the roof.
If you don't think they can beat a healthy Suns team, I mean, I'm even skeptical of that because first of all, we can throw multiple defenders at everybody. Second of all, they have no bench. Like they have 4 guys. So whatever. And look, we won't be betting favorites against. I'm not even Schwinn and all of you. I'm sorry, Sam. I know you do a lot of betting too. If it's 4 Cavs, 5 Knicks, will the Knicks be betting favorites? Probably not, right?
No,
I don't know. I mean, this hot streak lately could really push them.
No, you're saying if the Knicks are 4 and the Cavs are 5?
No, Knicks 5, Cavs 4. So the Cavs.
No, they won't be. We don't
okay.
We don't need to overthink this. Like it's just the team with more home games is gonna be the favorite. Yeah, like yes.
Yeah. So I'm not saying that the Knicks are the best team in the East. And they'll be betting underdogs against 4 teams.
They are for tonight, baby. They are for tonight. Yeah.
But I'm set. But where I'm going with this is, I genuinely believe the Knicks can beat any team in a series right now. There's no the ceiling is it's
not the Bucks.
They have a title ceiling. They just also happen to have
they can't be the Bucks. That's the only team I don't think they have a chance.
Fuck that. I disagree. I actually I very much disagree. I get it. I just can't do it. I can't be like, as much as I like love this team, I can pick them. I could see them beating any other team in the league actually at this point in a series. Not that one. That's just like that's the one matchup I'm just like I just don't see. I just can't. I can't get there. I guess I guess I gotta be honest. I don't really get it because I get that the Bucks are really good, but if there's one thing Tom Thibodeau can do, and God, that sounds so bad. I'm the fire Tibbs thoughts are gone. Like whatever. So that I didn't mean that as shade. But his best skill is designing a defensive scheme. So all you guys do is talk about how bad Drew Holiday is. He's their second best player. Like you're telling me with Tibbs building a wall against Giannis, and Drew Holiday is the second best player, we're 0% to beat that team. 0.
I mean, I think it's more so
hold on. I want to clarify something. The only thing we do is talk about how bad Drew Holiday is. That's it. That's
every night. I see it every night. I hear it every night.
We're not the Strictly. We're the fuck Drew Holiday, man. I will say the fact that Chris Middleton is hobbled probably gives us a chance that I don't think we would have if they were healthy. Because I think Chris Middleton.
It's just their shooting. They've been like crazy with the shooting. Like you got Brooke, Jade, Joe Ingles, Pat, Grayson Allen. You know, Knicks versus white shooters. It's never a good match.
I'm telling you, white shooters win championships, for better or for worse.
Yeah, I mean, and the Bucks got 3 of them, and they will let it spray versus the Knicks. So that's my fear with that matchup. Just the Knicks versus their 3-point shooting. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I feel pretty confident versus every other matchup in the East right now.
I
just want to say this. I'm fine in the East.
Celtics.
Oh man.
My only point was I don't think it's 0%.
Oh yeah, I don't think it's 0% either.
Yeah, like we ultimately take 2 games. I think we take 2 games, especially with the way the Knicks have been playing. I don't think we've played the Bucks since the rotation change. I don't think we played the Bucks since the rotation change. So.
Someone could look into that.
No, we did.
We did. That was the Jalen Brunson 44 piece, right?
Yeah, we just haven't played them since we got Josh Hart, but we did play them out. We played them twice, I think, after the rotation change, actually, or maybe just once. No, you're right. It's just once, but we did play them. I was at that game. It sucked, but we were up 17 at one point in that game. Can I just say it's really funny that Tibbs put Deuce in for like 3 minutes in the first half, and like they gave I think they were like -6 or I don't know what the fuck they were in those minutes. But he saw that,
66.
yeah. But he saw that and was just like, yeah, no, actually, like, quick, you're just playing the rest of the game, dude. That's like I don't like that's all that's gonna happen here.
And the Quick is like, oh, all right, coach, God is good. I love this minutes. I'm grateful for these minutes.
Where I'm at, I got like a shitload of snow. I shoveled the snow for like 15 minutes, and I sweat more than Emmanuel Quickley did after playing 55 minutes in basketball.
Yeah, Emmanuel Quickley.
How did he look like that in the postgame interview? I don't understand it. Like, what the fuck was that?
Because he's just built different, bro. Like
he's divinely like this.
Yeah, exactly. He is divine. He's God's son, as his Twitter handle will tell you. IQ, God's son.
But remember. Quickly is an absolute shocker. A good shooter, but undersized and not much of an athlete. I'm not sure anybody had him in their top 40. And one wonders if the Knicks overrated him based on the connections, on the Kentucky connections in their front office. And my personal favorite, I, too, like Quickley in his role. When they become a playoff team again, he'll get hunted in isolation, 9th percentile in NBA, and hurt your defense. Less isos in regular seasons allows his Hive to overlook this. Let him be a really good 4th guard on a playoff team. What a fucking idiot!
it's so crazy, man. Like I mean I know it's like everyone knows that guy's a moron, so like it doesn't really matter. But the defense
moron is just keeping it friendly.
You're being nice.
Yeah. I was having like a discussion with this guy. He's been a nice guy to me. I don't know on Twitter today, and he kept tagging Tommy D. And like, can you believe this guy, Tommy D? And I wanted to message him and be like, just so you know, if he's the only one who's agreeing with you, you're not right. Like that's
you're like beyond wrong.
Did you guys see this John Morant thing? John Morant to be away from Grizzlies indefinitely.
Yeah. They announced that during the game.
I didn't know that. I mean, that's good. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. All I was gonna say is that the defense is like quickly. I mean, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think Mitch was that impactful. I think Quickley was the best defender on the floor tonight.
It was a weird game. I didn't think Mitch played bad, but I don't think he was like Mitch tonight. Like he did not have that impact.
He was meh. A lot
Yeah,
of
he was
guys were
fine.
just meh tonight.
He would just
Dude,
miss
Hartenstein
because
tonight.
Mitch.
Dude, Hartenstein tonight. Oh my
Was
God,
brutal.
man.
Really bad.
That one when he got the rebound and he threw that ridiculous outlet to Quickly that he couldn't get. I was like, what are you doing there? Like, what's the reason for you not being able to make that pass? Like, isn't your like the Jokic of the East? Like, no, like make the easy pass. No,
Dude.
I agree. Like, I think Quickly and RJ, to be quite honest, like I thought both those guys were fucking nails on defense tonight. Both of them. They're really, really good. And Hart too. Hart was great. Like I thought Randle was fine. He wasn't bad, but he was not great. He had a couple possessions where like he made like 2 rotations and was just like, yeah, no, I'm good now actually. Like that's it. Like I had 2 rotations to be honest. And he just stand under the rim hoping they'd miss a 3. Mitch was whatever. Hartenstein was who knows. I thought Obi played. I thought Obi actually was okay on defense, but like he didn't play enough for it to matter. So whatever. Yeah, I agree. I think Quickly was. I think Quickly was the best defender on the floor. I thought RJ was great. I thought Hart was like he played super hard. Those 3 guys were like they kind of like glued the defense together tonight.
This is a great comment. Great comment right here. I couldn't agree more. That Josh Hart shot was enormous. Great comment. Underrated big shot of the night was the start of the first OT. Smart hit that first 3, and Hart responded with that 3 from the corner as it felt like we were about to lose the game. I just couldn't agree more. The Knicks had a really bad first possession in overtime, if I recall correctly, and it just felt like losing the game in regulation after being up 7 late.
Was it a Randle turnover to start? Was that the first possession?
It was either that or I think it might have been a quickly missed 3, like a deep quickly missed 3 from above the break. But it was like
it's like a meandering possession that didn't go anywhere. I know that
100%. Yeah, 100%. Like and sort of just like okay, like we gave it our best, we're dead. Like it just sort of it was a very deflating start. And for Josh Hart to hit that 3, it really revived life in the team. Great comment.
Yeah, I mean, I tweeted after like the first possession of overtime for the Knicks. I was like, "Oh wow!" After that possession, I don't know how I feel about overtime right now. But yeah, like you said, when Josh Hart hit that 3, that definitely lifted my spirits and definitely gave me some ease about our potential to win this game.
Can I throw something out there? I'm just curious to get your guys' thoughts on this.
Mm-hmm. And then we'll get into comments.
Is Jalen Brunson underrated as a defensive rebounder or something?
I don't know. I mean, that's like something like I don't really like pay attention to on a night-to-night basis because
well, as somebody who's obsessed with defensive rebounding, I thought it was very interesting that tonight, like we started the game and we just like even at the start of the game, right? We could not get a defensive rebound. Like the first quarter, I feel like they were up they got up a little bit early and like I remember like they had like 3 or 4 possessions where they got multiple shots because they got offensive rebounds. And I was just like, am I like undervaluing Jalen Brunson as a defensive rebounder? Like, what's going on here? But maybe it was just a weird defensive rebounding game from the team. I don't know.
I think, and I could be overreacting to the numbers. I think Quickley might be overrated by the rebounding totals he gets on the rebounding front. Just looking at the on-offs right now, Quickley has the lowest on defensive rebound percentage, and they're like 5% better, literally 5% better when he doesn't play.
I think that's skewed by how many minutes he played with Cam Reddish to start the year. I've been tracking that also, Jeff. I've been tracking that, Jeffrey. And
you're right.
I will not be accepting this hypothesis of yours today.
Sorry. Emmanuel Quickley is a god at everything. I literally am 2 days removed from saying I would die for him. So like you're not gonna do me.
No, you're right. I do think like his individual defensive rebound totals inflate his value to the team. I agree with that. Yeah. That's the only negative thing.
He gets a lot of rebounds where he sneaks in after another guy's box out. He kind of gets a lot of those Russell Westbrook rebounds.
Okay, let's slow our roll here.
Whoa.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Anything
can we kick Jeff? Can we kick Jeff?
All right. On that note, let's get into the ad read so that we can get some comments because we got a lot today. A lot. I mean, shout out to everyone that's been pulling up to the streams lately. Views have been climbing and climbing. Y'all definitely helping us reach our goal of 1K subs. NBA fans, it's time to bring the hoops action to the palm of your hand with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. This week, new customers can bet $5 and win $200 in bonus bets instantly. Plus, for a limited time, all new and existing customers can get a no sweat same game parlay every day. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app today, opt in, and place a same game parlay on any NBA game. And if it doesn't hit, you'll get a bonus bet back. Download the app now and sign up with code TBPN. New customers can bet $5 on the NBA and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA with code TBPN. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. All right.
Hey, Sam, before you lead into the start of the comments, I just want to address this one comment because David's exactly right. Quickley has unbelievable instincts on those long rebounds. He'll beat guys to the spot when he has no business doing it. So that's another great comment. David's exactly right. That's one area where Quickley is absolutely gaining rebounds back for the team, and I shouldn't have discounted that. So great comment, David. Sorry, Sam.
All right, let's get into some comments. Shout out to everyone that's been tuning in from the start. Let's get into these comments because we got a bunch. All right. So Ace Bouchard, he says Knicks really miss Brunson simply for the crunch time offensive possessions. Yeah, there was a stretch like for 4 minutes where the Knicks just couldn't get anything to go. And like the game got tied 104-104. But it doesn't matter, he says. Knicks too deep. Shout out Emmanuel Quickley for, doing his best Jalen Brunson impersonation in that overtime and double overtime. Once he got, how much points was he at when he got that floater to tie it to go to double overtime?
Double overtime. It was with about 17 seconds left. The Celtics didn't call a timeout. Rand just stood there. I don't know what they were doing, and then they eventually called a timeout.
That team is hilarious, by the way. Joe Mazzulla, Grant Williams, what a combination right there.
Are we sure Joe Mazzulla is good? By the way, I'm not sure.
He's not.
He's not, and Celtics fans are realizing it right
good.
now. Celtics fans are like freaking on the timeline, realizing that he's not good. They're like, "What the hell was he doing in those two overtimes?" Dude, he legit didn't use a timeout until that moment right there.
Tom Thibodeau is going to run circles around Joe Mazzulla in the playoffs. I'm sorry, Joe. They extended him. Why would you extend him? Like
the Grant Williams minutes were hilarious, by the way.
Dude, Grant Williams.
His bricks are so insane.
Schwinn, can we get a Schwinn rant about this fucking team falling over every single time?
Oh
my
God!
I want to say this. Marcus Smart, this guy spent more time.
He's setting the sport back.
He spent more time on his fucking back today than fucking
Kim Kardashian did. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
This is ridiculous.
I knew Terry should have it.
It was a fucking joke. I mean, it was like I couldn't believe it. Like this guy, every fucking time he got touched, he's collapsing, he's falling on the ground. And you know what? I'll tell you this, he's going to get somebody hurt someday. He's going to, because he's just fucking flailing around out there for no fucking reason. Himself. Yeah, it's not going to be though. It's never going to be the guy that does it. He's gonna. It was a joke. It was insane to watch some of the calls he got today.
And the refs are falling for his antics in 2023. Like, give me a break. He's been doing this for years. Like, get a grip.
Yeah, and I thought what was crazy is, like, aside from that, I thought the refs were actually pretty good tonight. Like, aside from the Marcus Smart shit, I thought they were fine. Like, I thought they called a pretty even game.
Too much of the game.
Yeah, but just the Marcus Smart stuff, I'm like, you're calling a totally separate game for everybody else that's on the floor, and then Marcus Smart gets out there and he's fucking falling on this guy. He's collapsing over here. It's like, what are we doing here? Like, it's just crazy to watch it. He's a joke. I can't stand him. I'm happy he fouled out. I'm happy they lost. Nobody. And can I just say, like, enough. Like, we get it, dude. You're a true Celtic. Like, you don't need to keep dyeing your fucking hair green. All right, like, we get it. Like, you're diehard Celtic. You fucking live and bleed green. Like, get a fucking life. Let me tell you something, Marcus. Everybody in that city, low key, hates you. And they hate Jason Tatum. And they hate Jaylen Brown, and they hate Grant Williams, and they hate Al Horford.
They love the fuck out of Mike Muscala. Like,
they love Mike Muscala. They love Luke Cornett. Luke Cornett is like,
love him.
He's gonna get his fucking jersey retired. it's a joke. Like, no, it's a joke, man. I just can't imagine like being really good at the sport and taking pride as any minority playing for the Celtics. That's crazy to me.
Oh man.
And the worst part is like fucking fucking
Did
Grant
you like
Williams
pause?
needs to be fucking
Did you like
shot.
freeze? Did your controller freeze
my
there,
bad.
Tyrese?
My bad. I just Grant Williams gives me anger. Grant Williams gives me anger that should not be experienced by mortal men.
Is it because he's fair skinned?
He's built like a hungry hippo, dude. And he's just flailing. And he's just flailing. Every time he makes contact, knowing that he fouls, he just goes.
Oh my gosh.
Shout out to Jeff doing the
Joe
post game
Biden,
pod with me, Tyrese, and Sam all the time.
I learn more and more how much you guys hate me.
The Grant Williams needs to. I don't even know if Grant Williams has a family. He needs to be a family man. No, matter of fact, he needs to be an MBPA man because there's no way the man should be playing basketball. Like, just run the union, negotiate deals. But if I have to watch you play basketball, I swear to God, I'm going to lose an eye.
Oh my gosh.
God, I can't stand Grant Williams.
Yeah, he's
quickly.
He sucks. He's a fucking potato. He's like
he's a Ninja Turtle.
If you go to like the grocery store, right, you'll get like if you go to like the potato aisle, there'll be like those bags of like Yukon Gold potatoes. That's Grant Williams. He's just a bag of Yukon Gold potatoes. Like, he sucks. I hate him. He's terrible.
Oh,
I hope he gets a fucking minimum contract. Fuck him.
Grant Williams is like the fucking creamer that you get at the grocery store with like a dent in it. That you put in the back you put in the back of the fridge so that you don't have to pick it up. That's what Grant Williams is.
Oh my gosh. Grant Williams just catching like
Emmanuel Quickley. Emmanuel Quickley is now the betting favorite for Sixth Man of the Year.
Yeah, he's minus 220.
Wow. Yeah, he's
minus 220 on the season.
This was like the perfect encapsulation of everything. 9-game win streak. Emmanuel Quickley solidifies Sixth Man of the Year with a career night on national TV. I had my whole timeline just spamming Quickley. Not even like just Knicks fans. I had like fans of like every single NBA team just saying like Emmanuel Quickley is special. IQ is special. Like,
they're saying he goes top 5.
Is what dreams are made of, man. This is what the sport is all about. Being vindicated, like David Goodman here says, everyone who yelled at Thibs to play Quickley more since year 1 has been completely vindicated.
Yeah, and Sam, the point you're making is such a good one because it's what makes Quickley so special. There's always been something different about him. Tom Piccolo said a few days ago, he said he's never seen anyone create momentum for a team as fast as Quickley does, force the other team to call timeouts the way Emmanuel Quickley does. There's something intangibly special about him, and there always has been. Look, Knicks fans are a special breed. I tweeted it tonight. Like, I feel so lucky to be a part of this fan base, honestly. And I genuinely believe if RJ, Randle, we just saw Randle have a game. Let's be honest. Like, I don't want to compare the two as players. That I'm not doing that. But the hype that Quickley is getting tonight is unlike it's different than what Randle was getting, hitting a buzzer beater in Miami. Like, this is the most hype this fan base has been, and it's not because Quickley. He's just different. He's built he's the easiest player to love.
It's because, and this is like my entire thing. I said this on podcast last year. I've said it over the summer. Like, every fucking day, you get on Knicks Twitter, or you read an article, or you hear fucking people talking about it in the media, like, whatever, First Take, ESPN, SportsCenter, whatever the fuck it is. Oh, the Knicks are good, but they needed this guy. They need to trade for a star. They need to trade for a star. They got to get a superstar. Blah blah blah. Like, I'm sorry, but like, it needs to mean more than that. Like, sports needs to mean more than just like this cold-hearted Wall Street fucking like bottom line business, dude. Like, I want to root for guys, for fucking people that I'm invested in, that have like been through the shit, that have fucking experienced the same shit I've experienced, probably more so because they're directly involved. Like, I need to root for guys that mean more to me than just like, hey, this guy is an NBA superstar. And you want to know what happens when you sell your fucking franchise out to guys that have no connection to your team, that have no connection to your fan base, that don't really give a fuck about your fan base or your fans or your team or your franchise or anything. You become the Brooklyn Nets. And you convince yourself that McCall Bridges is some burgeoning top 10 player after you trade the guys that you traded the fucking farm for. Like, no, like, I want to root for players that I am emotionally invested in. Like, I am emotionally invested in Emmanuel Quickley. I am emotionally invested in RJ Barrett. I have bizarrely become emotionally invested in a guy like Julius Randle, who continues to confound me every fucking year. Like, it's like, what are we doing this year? Are we going to be an All-NBA player or are we going to suck ass? Like, who knows? Like, I don't know. Like, it does, but like, I want to root for players that I give a fuck about and who seem to give a fuck about playing for that name in the front of the jersey, that New York across the chest. Like, I know it's a business. I know that ultimately you need to make trades and that, like, I get that part of it. But what I don't get and what I'll never get and what I am actually like kind of annoyed and disgusted by is like the Knicks are really fucking good right now. They're really fucking good right now. And every fucking time you get on Twitter or you hear people talk about it, it's like, oh, well, RJ's struggling.
They're good, but
but we need to trade him for a superstar. We need to do this. Why? Why do we need to do anything? Like, I'm not saying that it won't eventually come to that point. I'm not saying that you don't talk about those things and you don't consider those things.
But enjoy the process of now.
Yeah, you're allowed to just,
we're going through.
You're allowed to enjoy this team, and you're allowed to enjoy these guys like a Quickley or an
homegrown talent. This is what we've been dying for.
Yeah, or a Mitchell Robinson or a Quentin Grimes. Who are they perfect players? No. You know what? There's no perfect player in the history of the NBA. But you know what? Those guys.
Quickley's pretty damn close.
He's pretty close. But like, those guys give a fuck, and they were drafted by this team, and they've been developed by this team, and they give a fuck about producing for this team, and they want to be here. And I care about that as a person. I care about that as a fan. As a fan of this team, I care about guys that want to be here, that were drafted here and seem to be committed to trying to turn this thing around. I don't want to trade these guys out for the next mercenary fucking scumbag piece of shit loser fucking dickweed like Kevin Durant. I don't want to trade them for some fucking conspiracy theorist fucking anti-Semite like Kyrie Irving. I don't. I'm sorry. Like, that does nothing for me as a fan. That does absolutely nothing for me as a fan. What does something for me as a fan is shit like tonight. That's what does something for me as a fan. Watching these guys without Jalen Brunson, who feels like he might as well have been drafted by the Knicks, but like without their star point guard, find a fucking way to go into Boston and win the season series against a team with two superstars, and get to 500 in the division, which consequently might end up being meaningful when it comes to playoff seeding. Like, that shit matters to me. I'm sorry. You want to fucking talk about, oh, let's go get Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine? Are you fucking kidding me? You're talking about Zach fucking LaVine? Like, no. I don't want to stop talking about bullshit. Like, enjoy the fucking team that's being put in front of you, who is, I don't know what they're on right now. They're probably like a 55-win pace at this point. Like, that's what matters to me as a fan. I root for laundry, but I also want people in the laundry who seem to fucking be invested in the same shit I am. And Emmanuel Quickley, that's why people root for him. That's why everybody's on board with this guy, because that guy has had every fucking reason. He could have quit. He could have after last year.
Post game. If you listen,
you wouldn't start me. You wouldn't start me over Alec fucking Burks. You wouldn't start me over Alec Burks. Then you go and you sign Jalen Brunson. Then you come into this year and 2 games into the season, Tibbs has fucking Rose being the first guard off the bench. Do you know how easy it would have been and justifiable it would have been for him to just be like, fuck this, I'm out of here? Like, that would have been very easy. You want to know? You want to know how easy it is? Go look at fucking Bones Highland, who got mad that like the Nuggets had a standard because they were like, we're a championship team. Can you stop playing a fucking gigantic asshole dickhead piece of shit? And he was like, no, I can't do that. Fuck you. Get me out of here. Like, that's the difference. Like, I want to root for players who care about making it happen here and are invested in that. And that is what Emmanuel Quickley represents. He is everything you want from a New York Knickerbocker.
Well said, Schwinn. I mean, to your point, I was gonna say, I mean, last year we spent time and time again on Postgame saying like, hey, I wouldn't blame Quickley if he left the organization, like, and went and got his bread and got an opportunity somewhere else, like him and Obi. I was like, I mean, we spent this off season talking about this exact scenario of like, I wouldn't blame Quickley if he wanted to leave. So like, the fact that he stayed and pushed through and is putting performances up like this, remarkable. Go ahead, Jeff.
Every non-Strickland fucking whatever content creating, whatever you want to call us, has been trying to trade him away as recently as 2 months ago. It's been a foregone
Grayson
conclusion.
Allen.
We had to choose between one of Obi and Quickley, and we can't re-sign him. Oh, he's gonna be gone at the trade deadline. Our own fans have been trading him away for years. Like Schwinn's point was perfect. Whoever is behind that shit, clip it. That was a great rant. And Bones Highland, Bones Highland is just such a perfect juxtaposition especially because cherry on top,
absolute loser, by the way. Fuck that.
Cherry on top of the Bones Highland comparison. And to prove my point, 4 months ago when the Knicks played the Nuggets, I wish we had Bones and not Quickley on a night that Quickley shuts down Jamal Murray to win the game. Fucking just enough, man. Just enough. And
I can't believe it's only been 51 minutes and 30 seconds because we're probably going to do this for like another hour. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And by the way, I know, Schwinn, you don't subscribe. I know, Schwinn, you don't subscribe to this. So you're going to say, oh, fuck off, Jeff. I'm not like a big receipt Twitter guy. Like, I try to be like, I don't want to be like, oh, you thought Quickley sucked a year ago, so stay in your lane. I am. Yeah, but I want all Knicks fans to just root for Emmanuel Quickley. But in this case, we took so much shit from so many people. It's so hard not to take victory laps. It really is. It's so hard.
You know how I feel.
I'm not going to call anybody out specifically. All I know is I'll say this. I know that last year when Tibbs was in the middle of his endless amounts of bullshit the second half of the year, and he was continuing to start Alec Burks, and Quickley didn't start, and all we heard from various media people from other sources of content were how, Quickley's not starting for a reason. It's fine. It's all good. This thing, he's just a bench guy, whatever. And it just never made sense to me because I'm like you can go back and look at his numbers last year. You can go find the splits, go look at them quarter by quarter. His best quarter was always the fourth quarter. It's always been his best quarter, the fourth quarter. Like, do you want to know what normal NBA teams do in the fourth quarter? They play their best players. They play their best lineups. They play their best rotations. Why would I think that all of a sudden the guy who consistently performs best in the fourth quarter is incapable of being a starter? And we saw that last year when he finally got to start the last game of the season. Where it was like, okay, you get to start. Okay, great. 36-point triple-double. And this year, when he started, we're 4-2. I believe, or 3-2, whatever the fuck it is. I don't know. He's played.
He started more games. He started more games than that.
Oh yeah, but as a point guard, I mean.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
In place of Brunson, in lieu of Brunson, like whatever it is. But like, he's really good. He's a really good player, and he's a versatile player, and he's a fun player to root for. And like, if at the end of the day, don't you want to root for like fun players? Like, don't you want to root for guys who like give a fuck and just try really hard? And like, I don't know. I really don't get it. It just felt like last year. It felt like there was a lot of like apologism for idiotic Tibbs decisions, and credit to Tibbs in the sense of like he hasn't stayed stuck in the same bullshit mindset he was in last year. And I don't care what the reason is for that, to be honest. Like, he's gone out of it. Like last year, there was legit. Last year, there was a game. Kemba was out. Rose was out. He started Deuce McBride because he didn't want to start Emmanuel Quickley because he didn't want to fuck up his bench rotation. That was New Year's Eve against OKC.
I remember it all too well.
Yeah. Like he doesn't do that anymore because now he's just like, okay, yeah, maybe I'll just start the like really good player. I'll just do that. Like even if I have reservations about like, is he a point guard? Is he whatever? He's just like, okay, yeah, I'll just start him. And guess what? The last 2 games he started him was Miami at home, full strength Miami team, and at Boston. They've won both those games, both in 2-point wins, one in double overtime. Like you get rewarded when you play your best players. It's not that hard. And I'm happy that he has found it in his cold heart that resides in Club Terrytown to start Emmanuel Quickley.
Club Terrytown. Shout out to this moment.
Is that your disco move, Sam?
Yeah.
Your...
Yeah, gotta go retro. Shout out to this comment here by Larry Israel. IQ celebrating without taunting. His speed, intelligence, and sense of the moment is unreal. I mean, like he legit after every basket was just like doing some new type of dance move. Like he has to have like a million gifts after tonight on Twitter. Like if you just search his name, you probably just see a bunch of clips just from tonight alone, because like he just knew like tonight was his night and like nothing was gonna stop him. And he probably felt from the moment of like, you know, after his Sunday devotions, he probably felt like, all right, tonight we're gonna get 9 straight. Like, and that's what they did.
I have a really random comment. I just want to take a 20-second Emmanuel Quickley break because just looking to the TV to my left.
No Emmanuel Quickley breaks tonight. Now you could go ahead, Jeff.
Something really crazy just popped up as the Clippers are down 8 right now against the Grizzlies at home. Did you guys know Russell Westbrook is 0-15 in his last 15 games played?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Why do teams keep doing this? What is the appeal? I don't understand. It's 2022.
Westbrook on the Knicks. It was wild.
Don't they have the same information we all have? Do they not like have eyes?
They ignore it.
I don't understand it.
They ignore it.
Yeah, I guess so. He's a walking triple double.
I mean, Paul George begged for him to get here, so Clippers just had to do it.
To switch it back to what we should be talking about, there was a possession last game. Knicks up 98-95. Brunson just came back on 1 foot, and I'm not going to say it looked like it was slipping away. Miami had all the momentum, 17 down to 3, 98-95. Brunson in, and Brunson calls for Quickley. He puts Quickley in the outlet position. Quickley, Brunson gets blitzed. Quickley's the outlet, and Quickley in this playoff atmosphere on the road in Miami against a huge rival, less than 10 seconds on the shot clock, just goes to work and hits a floater, puts the Knicks up 5. And I swear to God, in that moment, I just thought, this guy's built for this shit, man. Like this doesn't scare him at all. And I'm not going to, like, he's not going to be perfect every game, but he's not ever going to be afraid of these moments ever. And so it didn't surprise me at all to see him, like, dancing out there and just having a blast. Like, this is a blast to him. He loves to hoop. He's not scared of this fucking shit. And I'd do anything for that guy, man. I can't remember the last time I loved a Knick this much, and I don't even know how close it is. Like, this guy is amazing.
Man, how far we've come. Emmanuel Quickley had freaking like crazed nurses tweeting about him ball hogging in dreams because, you know, Cam Reddish wasn't getting the ball. And now he's out here putting up 38 points on ESPN. He's getting NBA mixtapes on Twitter. NBA just posted his whole highlight reel for tonight. Like, how special is this, man?
Where's Ted at? Ted got to get out here, man.
Seriously.
He already posted
Come on,
something
IQ
like
for
right after
where
the
you
game.
at, bro?
He already posted something right after the game.
Yeah, all right. You're right.
Yeah,
I see you, Tag. You out here.
He's on it. He's on it. Tag's on it.
He must be. He was definitely clipping. He was definitely clipping that the entire game.
Oh yeah, for sure. He's right clipping. He's right clipping tonight's post game. Shout out to Tag.
This is Tag's Super Bowl.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm happy for Tag. He deserves this.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's see. What other comments do we have here? We got
Sam, did you bet Knicks money line tonight?
No, but I did bet IQ 6-man when he was plus 4,200. So I'm feeling pretty good about that.
The kid got him at plus 15,000. So
that's pretty good. That's pretty damn good.
8 days ago, plus 15,000.
And now he is the favorite.
Yep,
he should be.
Malcolm Brogdon is
He
touching
is.
the air.
Both him and Malcolm Brogdon, they minus 110 on thing.
Yeah,
on
that's
FanDuel.
Caesar's Quickly's minus 220.
he's winning
This
it.
point right here, this was what was most impressive, I think, about tonight from him. Dallas says the defensive player of the year
No
spent
DPOY
half
stands
his
for
night guarding IQ, and IQ just was like, whatever, I'm gonna go. Like, I'm just gonna do whatever the fuck I want. And he did that shit.
DPOY stands for Dick Puncher of the Year because that man does not play any defense. He just flails. I don't want to hear shit about Marcus Smart's defense. Like, if he wasn't a big body who got with shit from the ref, he would just be a fucking bench warmer in Uzbekistan or something. Fuck Marcus Smart from the bottom of my soul. From the bottom of my soul. Like, there's an eternal pit of hate, and, like, Marcus Smart is there, along with Drew Holiday.
I think I have more eternal hate.
You guys, he's getting extended. Tibbs said Quickly's my guy in the post-game interview. Oh my god.
Yes, he's
It's a
Speaking of
blank check.
extension, it's gonna be 9 figures. It's gonna be 9
It's a
figures.
He
blank
said
check.
he's my guy. Tibbs is good with me forever. Just keep Quickly. I don't care what you have to do.
Tibbs is getting extended.
It's a blank
Quickly's
check.
getting extended. Hard is getting extended. The vibes are gonna be great. I saw like comments that are like, how much is IQ gonna get in free agents or like from extension? He's getting $25 million a year. Minimum. He's probably getting the Brunson contract. If we're keeping it honest, around that value, with like escalators for like awards and stuff. But like,
I feel like, man, I mean, I won't pretend to have the slightest idea how these negotiations work. I do feel like the Knicks have a little bit of negotiating power. I don't think they'll give him more than Brunson. I just think that would hurt the team. I don't think it would actually hurt the team, but I think they could play it like, look, Brunson was like he's our starting point guard. You're still coming off the bench. We're not like, you're not getting like, I don't think he's getting Brunson money.
I think,
and I'm the guy who's,
yeah, I think he probably,
you go.
It's close. It's close. Like, he'll be touching 9 figures. He'll be around it. Maybe like 490 startup, but like if he's gonna win 6 Man of the Year, like we saw what Hero got for winning 6 Man of the Year, he's gonna win 6 Man of the Year. Like the improvements that he's made as like a scorer, a defender. Like,
Are we sure the Clippers are ever going to win a basketball game again? By the way,
I hope not.
How does a team with Paul George and Kawhi Leonard give up 110 points in 3 quarters to the Grizzlies without Ja Morant? Or I don't understand what's happening. Is Desmond Bain going to hit this? Oh my god, 112 points.
Sheesh.
What? The Clippers are dusted.
Yeah, they're done.
It's over. It is over. Like, that team is done.
So Tyrese, when does the Tyrese Kawhi to New York agenda start?
As soon as they get eliminated.
It already started for Tyrese.
Yeah, but it'll pick up steam as soon as they get knocked in the first round.
James asks, how much does it cost to rent your sauna recliner room for a night, Jeff? It really does look like a sauna room with the wooden wall. It does.
Or a cabin, like a nice upstate cabin, in a remote, secluded area.
Better. No sauna look anymore.
My man is cozy. He's in the woods somewhere.
Yeah, Jeff looks comfortable.
I am in the woods. You're right. Nothing around. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Tyus Jones got 25. What am I watching? 25 and 10 with no turnovers. Wow. What the heck? All right, dude. Yeah, the Clippers actually might be blowing it up soon.
Zan Rosen says, all glory to our God, Emmanuel Quickley.
Amen.
He knows ball.
Let's see.
Also, if anybody talks about Tyrese fucking Max over Emmanuel Quickley, they need to be slapped.
I saw someone on Twitter just now talking about IQ's the
Jeff,
next Max.
just read the comment here, by the way.
I was talking about
the light. This does look more comfortable, though.
It does look a lot more comfortable. I agree.
Yeah. Hey, I would love to have. I mean, I chill by myself. I would love to have some company. You know, anybody wants to come hang out and have a fucking heart attack with me. Oh my god, I can't do these games, man.
I'm so excited to talk to my dad tomorrow.
Oh, he's a Boston fan, right?
Yeah, he's a big Celtics fan. So excited
Oh
about
wow, yeah, that should.
How
be
did
great.
that Schwinn? What's the when did you decide, or how did that work? How did you being a Knicks fan work?
I mean, it was not. I grew up in New York. When he first moved from India, he lived in Boston for like 5 years. So he was like, it's the worst actually. Like this entire millennium has sucked ass because the Celtics have won a championship. The Patriots were a dynasty. The fucking Red Sox decided to break their fucking curse multiple times, which has sucked ass. Who cares about hockey? I don't know. Have the Bruins won a championship this millennium? I don't think so. But
They
I don't think he cares.
I think they won too.
Yeah, he doesn't care about hockey, so whatever. I'm not talking about that. But like, yeah, it's been a terrible millennium. But I gotta take the W's where I can get them. So this will be one. It was the biggest W was just calling him, even as I'm not the Giants are not my favorite team, but it was really fun to call him after the 2008 Super Bowl. It was really fun to call him after that, and just be like, oh yeah, it's fine, dude. They'll probably win the Super Bowl next year. Not a big deal. Like, he went 18-1. It was a good season, dude. Don't worry about it. It's a nice concern troll. He hung up on me. It was not a good conversation.
Oh my gosh. Ace Bouchard says Grimes. So let's talk. I guess we can talk about some of the others tonight just for a little bit. He says Grimes got past the ball a lot tonight. But he refused to do anything with the ball. He also is a sneaky awful rebounder. This is why the team needed Josh Hart. Tonight, Grimes just looked like, I don't want to say scared, but like, is that the right word to say?
Sam, you said it like a week ago. You said they're gonna start scouting you. They know you're driving to pass. You have to balance it up more.
Yeah.
He's not. He hasn't caught up with the scouting reports. Everyone knows he's driving to pass now. He's turning it over way more on those, and like it made me happy to see him go up on that one. He got fouled. Like it was like he learned. But look, he's out there to shoot. Like let's be honest. Like Quickley's a good
shooter. Shoot.
Quickley's a good 3-point shooter, and it's cool that he can chameleon it up off the ball. But he's great with the ball in his hands. We want him with the ball in his hands. Josh Hart and RJ Barrett are not like classic spacers. We have one pure spacer on this team. And somebody needs to get it through Quentin Grimes' head that, like, we love that you have this newfound skill set. We love that you have it. But you're out there to fucking shoot, dude. Like, that's your number one job on offense. So you got to do it, man.
Yeah, but, like, this is part of, like, having a team with a bunch of young guys. Like, you got to let him go through it. And he's going through it right now.
It's just frustrating to watch it.
Well, it's more frustrating because like that Nets game, like you watch that Nets game and you're like, dude, just do that. Like do that all the time. Like if you're open, I remember reading this story. This is just like a very random anecdote. But I do think like this is accurate in a way because I kind of feel like Grimes is a very weirdly a more like level-headed version of a J.R. Smith type of player. But like I remember reading this story back in the day when J.R. Smith was in Denver. So you go back and look at his Denver numbers, his first like few years in the league. The guy was like an absolute fucking sniper. Talking about like 40% from three type of dude. Like he just absolute sniper. And I remember reading the story where like anytime he would get an open three, you'd have guys in his team, they would fucking walk back and say like they before he even like they saw what happened with the shot. As soon as he released it, they would just be like walking back saying layup. And like, that's what I need. Like that Nets game, like that's how like anytime he gets a wide open three, I need him to feel like that. Like that's a layup, bro. Take that shit. Just take a fucking layup. Like he's got to just take open threes. And he's also got to realize like, especially with his release, a slightly open shot is an open fucking shot, dude. Like take it. Fucking pull the trigger. And you know what? Like, you know what Tibbs hates? What he actually hates is guys that are hesitant. Like, he does not want you to hesitate to shoot. Like, and you see him all the time. You see him like, you'll see him when Grimes passes up a shot to like pump fake and drive. You'll see Tibbs on the sideline and be like, Jesus Christ. Like, this is fucking typical Tibbs thing. And he's right. Like, dude, you just need to pull the trigger. But that's part of his growth as a player. Look, Quickley had like a really up and down, topsy-turvy second year last year too, and then he pulled it together and finished the season strong. Like, there's still a lot of time left in the season for Grimes, and I still think like what he gives you defensively has value. I'm not sure about like sneaky awful rebounder. I do think like he's probably not as good as some of his college numbers would have indicated he is at defensive rebounding. But like he definitely like offensive decision making, all that stuff. He's going through right now. And I think he'll come out better for it. I kind of feel like, look, this is just me. Like I suspect the Grimes that we see next year is going to be a lot better than the Grimes we saw this year. And the Grimes we're seeing this year, I still think you're seeing more than enough flashes, moments, whatever you want to call it, to keep a lot of faith in him.
Yeah, the thing is it's I'm not going to say he's similar to Quickley, but the thing is that
Quickley has moxie, man. He's always had that like that thing that like like he just
factor.
gets the moment. He just gets the moment is never too big for him. And I'm not saying the moment is ever too big for Grimes. I don't really know, but like he doesn't have that same like feel for the kind of the heroics that Quickley does.
I just more wanted to say from like a from a player breakdown standpoint, I would equate them in the sense that with Grimes, the floor is kind of already there because he's already established himself as a guy who can defend and can shoot. Like, we know he can do those things. So it's kind of nice to see him struggle with putting it all together in a similar way to Quickley, because it's like, okay, if he does put it all together, he has all these different skill sets that he's trying to figure out how to coalesce all of them. And I might have just made up a word there. Jesus, I'm out of it. If he ever does put it all together, he's going to be a really fucking good player because he can shoot, can defend, and we're seeing the improvement in an area, you know, like we're seeing that improvement off the bounce. And so it's like, okay, if he can just ever do all those things at once, that's a really, really good player.
A really damn.
I'll put it this way. I've seen enough from him where I kind of get why, like he was not untouchable in Donovan Mitchell trade talks. I know that for a fact. But like, I get why they valued him in the way they did in those trade talks. I've seen enough from him to understand and agree with that, to be honest. And honestly, like, who cares, dude? We didn't trade for Donovan Mitchell. Guess what? Like, we're fucking awesome at basketball. So cool.
I look, I don't think one game defines the season. We're getting close to just it not mattering, to fading those allegations. Like, with how much goodwill they're building up this season, unless it's really bad in the first round, I don't think anybody's going to be talking about Donovan Mitchell. Like, unless it's like just Donovan Mitchell just stomps on our faces.
Nah, I think it's just like the media. They just have this thing where they'll constantly, they just need something negative to talk about with the Knicks. So they'll always bring that up because it's the most recent thing until the next thing happens that is like so awful for the Knicks that takes the place of Donovan Mitchell. But for now,
you're 100% right. I agree the media will talk about it. I mean, as us as fans, I don't think aside.
Oh yeah, I think as fans, I think fans should be over that by now.
I think that all the goodwill this team is building with the fan base, I don't see it turning into like okay, what star can we trade for? But I don't know. I guess crazier things have happened.
Yeah, it just kind of feels like a narrative. Like the Donovan Mitchell thing, like, I'm sorry, I'm over it. I was over it like after it happened. I was like, all right, cool, whatever. Like, if you're not over the Donovan Mitchell thing, or you're still saying if we had Donovan Mitchell, like, dude, if we have Donovan Mitchell, then like we don't have Quickley, we probably don't have a bunch of picks. Like, this team isn't this team if Donovan Mitchell's on the team.
And shout out to Monica McNutt. She made that a point of emphasis in her argument with Stephen A. Smith on First Take. She made that exact point. She said the Knicks aren't the Knicks that they are right now if they get Donovan Mitchell, because they have to gut all these other pieces that are contributing to why the team is so damn good right now.
Yeah, like,
and that balding idiot cannot wrap his mind up behind it. Either he can't or he just won't.
He fucking knows, but like he has a narrative to keep up. So like that's really what it is. It's like
Blue checks are healthy.
Yeah, shit. If I was making those checks too, I'd be saying some blasphemous things. They call me Tyrese D. Like, it just, yeah.
They
But
call
like,
you
you're still.
Tyrese D.
I said they would call me Tyrese D.
Oh, I'm gonna start calling you Tyrese D. I like that. Thanks.
Don't. That's what I did when I was like fucking trolling. When I was trolling Tommy D, I would change my profile picture and make it.
Shout out
Tyrese
Marcus
D.
Morris, by the way.
You mean
Watching the Clippers
Emmanuel
right now.
Yeah.
He got us Emmanuel Quickley.
Yeah. Thanks,
He's
Marcus.
done better.
And
Marcus has
he
done
got
more
us
for-
and he got us and he got us that win against the Mavericks, the first game at the Garden after the Porzingis trade.
Yep.
Yeah. He's a legend.
He has more goodwill in New York than fucking Kevin Durant does. I'll tell you that much.
That is a
He's
really
done-
good pin tweet. That's a really good pin tweet, by the way, that you have. You should
I
never
know.
change that.
I know it's really accurate too. I'm really proud of that one. But like,
It's annoying it didn't go viral.
I mean, it went decently viral.
Yeah.
I'm
But
just
it should,
not Sam.
that's like that should be like a 50K type of tweet, you know?
I'm not Sam. That's okay.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
Sam just knows the algorithm. He won't tell us his secrets though.
Oh
He
my
really
God.
does. He's really
Yeah.
good at it. He's done something.
No, Sam would
Sam
tweet
will
some-
Sam will just tweet like I farted and it's like 72K likes.
Sam will legitimately be like retweet. He'd just be like blood clot, and then like you just see like 25K likes, 4K. I'm like, all right, dude. Okay, that's cool. That's
I don't
cool.
know, man. Twitter's algorithm just fucks with me, man. I don't know.
Stacy broke the algorithm too.
Yeah, he
That
did.
fucking tweet about. And people copied it too. That was when you know you have a good tweet, when people are taking your tweet trying to rehash it. Good old Stacy.
Zan Rosen says if IQ got the ball as much as he did tonight, which is something that we have all said a million times on this post-game show and various other outlets, he would be an all-star.
He would be better than that whack ass fraud in Indiana. I'll tell you that much.
That
Oh, yeah, for
skinny
sure.
ass fucking loser who probably can't bench press more than I do, which is pathetic, by the way.
Like, God, man. Oh, this game
Another
is good.
Quickley jersey is getting ordered tonight, by the way. I will say that. I am going to be an impulsive buyer.
Yeah, I just got my first one. I just bought it. So
I like Sam's zebra shirt underneath the jersey.
I appreciate you wearing the jersey backwards because I would do the same thing.
Yeah. You know,
Oh yeah, you got to show off the name. Like if I
Yeah.
just wore the front, like no one would know whose jersey it is. I got to show them it's Quickley's. It says night tonight. Oh man.
I'm just still I'm just still in shock.
Yeah, that
I
was
just-
an incredible performance. Fred Katz had a good tweet today that I do want to highlight on today's
That's rare.
post. But he made a point to. He made a
that was a
point
very
to
delayed
emphasize-
reaction on my part, but yeah. Good job. Good job, Tyrese D.
I do want to point it out though. He said that like Quickley basically had like Lou Williams was someone that he like idolized as a player, and like Lou Williams won all these 6 Man of the Years, and he basically was saying how like Emmanuel Quickley has gotten himself into that conversation in a totally different way than Lou Williams did. And EJ1 kind of highlights here. I mean, IQ is better than Lou Williams ever was. I mean, easily.
Yeah, those allegations need to be done. He's not Lou Williams. He never has been. Like, how many times did Sam, Tyrese, and I say on a postgame last year that he's literally bizarro Lou Williams? Because the one thing he wasn't doing well was scoring. He was really good at all other assets of basketball forever. Like, even when Tibbs was giving him 7 fucking minutes against the Lakers in overtime games, Emmanuel Quickley was always providing positive impact, was always defending, was always moving around in offense. The one thing he couldn't do was put the ball in the basket at an above average rate. That's the only thing Lou Williams is good at. But these people get on here and they're like, oh, 6 man who runs around, so they're the same. Like, shut up. Like, they're not the same at all. They never have been. And just fucking, oh my God, that is the most annoying thing in the world. Like, I hate that we keep capping this guy's ceiling. We've been doing it for so long. Like,
And I think
this
tonight
guy
it
is
stops.
good.
Yeah,
And I think
man.
tonight it stops. I mean, putting up this performance against the best team in the East on national TV to win 9 straight in double overtime.
Yo, and he was getting like fucking Ruko and
They were getting like really hyped off his baskets.
They were sloppy.
Quickley, look out!
He's gonna play 55 minutes. Oh,
They did
fucking
love
hell.
the minutes.
Because
I mean, he was
like,
getting a
that's-
ton of and ones.
That's what you have to fucking love about him. Like I've never seen him. I've never seen him. Never seen a game where like doesn't matter how many minutes he plays. I've never seen him gas. Not once. Not once.
Question for you guys. I know the Knicks generally don't believe in rest, any of that. You guys think there's any chance Randle and Quickley rest Tuesday against the Hornets?
No. This team is not resting. Come on.
Jeff
Jeff said, do you think Randle and Quickley? No shot.
They might
Brunson's
rest
gonna be back.
as in
Quickley's
coasting
gonna go
throughout the
play, like,
game.
his 20
Yeah.
They might let Brunson cook for 50 versus the Hornets.
Like
If that's what you call resting.
Quickley plays like 20 minutes off the bench. Brunson will be back. Randle will have to do less because Brunson is back. It'll be fine. They'll probably win. Hopefully, we get to 10 wins in a row.
Oh,
and
like
getting to 40 and 27. I mean, what is that? So, how many games? We would have 15 games left, right? So we would need to go at that point. All we would need 10 and 5 to get 15.
I told you they're winning 50.
After this Boston win, I think we can go like the full stretch run.
Run the table? Yeah.
Run the table.
Fucking 26-game win streak. Remember that season?
Run the table.
On our 2012 Miami Heat shit.
Join the history books right there.
I mean, like, I would be surprised.
That'd be a special way to end the regular season.
You know, like, I think the only game that kind of like gives me the chills is that game against Sacramento. But like, otherwise, you're not crazy.
I would
Denver
really,
at home is a little.
Denver at home. Okay, never mind.
I would really like if the Clippers would win a game before we play them. I would like that.
So they feel like not so pressured.
I know exactly why you're saying that.
I don't want to be the team that like
is the one that gives up a win to.
It's like the NFL, right? Like when you play one of those teams, it's like 0-10. You're like, I don't want to be that team. I don't want to be that team. It's that. It's the same thing. Same concept. Jets fans know what I'm talking about.
No Jets fans here, so we're good on that joke.
I mean, if you're a Broncos fan.
Yeah.
That was so unnecessary. Are you happy about Sean? Are you happy about Sean Payne, by the way? Were you good with that? Like trading his first round pick for him?
I don't know. At least now when we suck, I get to watch people like kill opponents. You know, like I get the bounty stuff. I mean, they're not. I don't know. Yes, I am happy. I honestly am. I think. Look, you have to root for
a range like a guy that you know is a good coach.
Right. If there's somebody who's going to get Russ right, I guess it's Sean Payton. I don't think that's going to happen. But
Jesus Christ himself can't get Russ right. By the way, I hope.
The thing that gives me the most hope is Payton designed a scheme around an undersized quarterback. Like, you guys don't understand. Or either Tyrese isn't. Sam, you guys are both Giants fans, right?
Yeah.
Look, I don't think Zach Wilson is good, but my dad's a Jets fan, and I watched every Jets game with him. And
Yikes.
This offensive coordinator just had Zach Wilson stand in the pocket and throw over the offensive. Like, you can't do that with undersized quarterbacks. And the Broncos did the same thing. We were both in our own, in the same hell of watching an undersized quarterback just shotgun stand there and try to find people. That's not how Russ succeeded in Seattle. It's not how undersized quarterbacks succeed at all. So I don't know. I think Payton, if anybody could get Russ to do stuff, it's Payton. I don't think it's going to happen, but sure, I'm happy. Whatever.
Did your dad have a gun to your head while you were watching these games?
No, I love my dad, so I'll watch any game with him.
Man, watching Jets games every Sunday, just like that's.
Man, they were. I mean, look, I'm sure it's. I mean, I thought they were actually a really, not only entertaining, but like for a minute there, like they were good at everything.
Entertaining and like watching the Lakers crash and burn type of way.
No, like they were good. They were fine. I don't know. I think they're like a good young team. They've got Garrett Wilson. They've got
their
Brees
defense
Hall.
is really good. Their defense is.
They've got a really good defense. Like, yeah, I don't know. I think the Jets are. I know the Jets are the Jets, but as a Knicks fan, Sam, you should glass houses. What do they say? Stones and glass houses. You know, like you should Wow.
My Giants were good this year. My
Hey,
Knicks
I
were
know-
good.
yeah,
My Knicks are good this year.
I know
My
about
Yankees
winning.
were all right.
Schwinn, you ask and you shall receive. Here come the Clippers.
I mean,
Shout out to Paul
they're not
George.
winning this game.
Come on.
There's just no way they're gonna win this game. So I'm not
What do
worried
you-
about it.
All right.
Larry
Well-
Israel says young Latrell in I guess regards to Emmanuel Quickley, a little bit of a weird release. Great changing speeds, killer on defense. This is more for you two. This Latrell is a little bit before our time. We were just
As long as he's not choking out
conceived.
Tibbs, we're good.
We were just conceived when Latrell was a Knick, so I don't know how you guys feel about this comparison in terms of
I totally get what he's saying. He's 100% right. And I think, Larry, if you're still here, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I assume when you type this, you were responding to when me and Schwinn were just talking about like the intangibles, the way the crowd responds to Quickley. That is what Sprewell brought. Like, he was a great player, but he brought something different from an energy and a vibe standpoint. Like, nobody got the Garden excited the way Sprewell did, and Quickley has that vibe to him. I totally get what
I
Larry's
did
saying.
watch the 99 playoff run, by the way, on YouTube. And Sprewell, every time Sprewell came in, it felt the same way like when Quickley comes in and like the tides just like turn automatically.
I loved Sprewell, but I was a bigger Houston guy. I was a Houston guy. Houston, man, if you ever get a shot, watch that Game 6 against the Pacers. Houston absolutely fucking roasted them.
Yeah, I watched that.
Yeah,
That was amazing.
I think Reggie Miller had won 3 of 18 or something that game. He basically was like John Starks in Game 7 against the Rockets, but against the Knicks in Game 6 on the road. It was great.
And these performances by Reggie Miller just don't get talked about, which is hilarious.
The thing though is I can't call him young Latrell because I just think they're so fundamentally different as players. Like, Latrell was so much more of a slasher, and not that Quickley's gotten a lot better, obviously driving, finishing in the paint, at the rim, whatever. I just think his game is so different. Like, I do appreciate there is something to as Jeff alluded to, the kind of getting the crowd into it. There is something about when Quickley scores 20 points or whatever, it's different than if RJ scores 20 points. It affects the game differently. It gets fans into the game differently. It's just a very different thing. And I think I don't know if that's exactly the same as Latrell in Houston, because I do think Houston he was I truly believe him and Latrell, they were basically equals. I think they were both fucking awesome. And it's actually really funny at the time. One of the big things was well, how can you play them together? They're both shooting guards, and it's imagine thinking about that now, because
dinosaurs.
Houston was a legit 6'5", 6'6", and he had a good fucking frame. Sprewell was obviously a strong dude, aggressive dude. That would not be a conversation right now. If anything, the conversation would be well, can you play Houston and Sprewell together? Because Sprewell is not that good of a 3-point shooter. But I mean, it just in terms of that ability to just kind of bring the crowd into a game, and kind of raise the tempo and raise the energy level of a game. Yeah, there is something there, and I think Larry's spot on. If that's kind of and he's talking about it more in the comments here, but I do and as Jeff alluded to, there is something to just that fucking gamer, bring energy, get the crowd into the game, get everybody hyped thing that has an intangible quality that you can't quite quantify. I do think Quickley there's something there. And to be honest, who knows if we had plus minus back then, maybe I would say the same thing about fucking Sprewell too. But that's kind of the intangible quality that we can't quantify with Quick. I think that comes across in all his plus minus, on off data, advanced metrics, all that type of shit.
That was some good alliteration, by the way. Quantify, Quickly. Real good wordsmith, Schwinn.
Thanks.
And he's frozen, so he can't say shit to me. Okay, never mind. I was polite. I was actually polite. I appreciate that.
Thanks.
Good change.
Thank you. Thank you, Tyrese D.
Never mind. Ruined it.
let's talk about Tyrese's favorite player on the team for a little bit. Dallas points out Randle was struggling against double teams, and he puts struggling in all caps for those who are not watching on YouTube. Yeah, I wonder why he just kept like spinning. Like he's just obsessed with spin moves. And
Yeah.
like for me, it's like you do your best work when you're like facing up. And I'm glad they made the adjustment of putting him in the middle at the top of the key. Starting his possessions there. He did way better. He got that 3, which a lot of us thought was the dagger at the moment. When it made it like 111, 104. Before the Celtics worked their black magic to get that offensive rebound and then also just hit like these threes. But yeah, I mean, Julius Randle, he was really struggling with double teams. He kept spinning into them. Hopefully we can use this adjustment of like starting him in the middle going forward so that we can avoid this type of stuff. But yeah, how'd you guys, I guess, feel about that whole situation and the adjustment and whatnot?
I thought he fucking sleepwalked the entire game. Like he was just going through the motions, and like you could tell that like that dude was drained from Friday, which like I would be drained too. Just like that was like a really emotional win, like kind of like a culmination of energy and stuff like that. And it kind of felt like once Brunson was out, I feel like he didn't really get up, and somehow, despite the fact he didn't get up, he still had 31 points on 22. Like he still had a 62 shooting night, and like it was just a regular ho-hum 5 threes. Did regular rando shit. Like it just didn't feel like he was really fully invested into it, but like he gave enough. But yeah, the double teams were rough. The decision making, I want to say in like the last 2.5 minutes of the fourth was really bad.
I see, like, so like that shit though. I put like that, especially that fourth quarter stretch you're talking about. I put that more on Tibbs than him. Like, and this is not like a fire Tibbs thing. It's just like these are the drawbacks of coaching the way he coaches. Like, if he's going to basically put Randle in a position where it's you're one-on-one on an island and I need you to go make something happen, end of game, especially against a team with the type of defenders the Celtics have, like, you have to live with the consequences at some point. And like, yeah, like you're right. Like, yeah, did he struggle? For sure. But in that specific sequence you're talking about, I think that's like on Tibbs to me, or at least Tibbs has to shoulder some of the blame, because like we've seen it, like, we have enough of a sample size of Randle at this point where we kind of like know if you put him in those situations how he's going to react, right?
Yeah.
But it's not wrong for it's not wrong for Tibbs to. God, I can't believe how much I'm defending the guy. It's not wrong for Tibbs to put, especially with Brunson out, to want to put the ball in his best hand, in his best player's hands. And I don't think we shouldn't fault Tibbs for putting his faith in Randle to evolve, to learn from past mistakes. So yes, I agree that it is somewhat on Tibbs because it's just a blatant lack of creativity. And guess what? When they started running it through quickly in double overtime, shockingly, the sets got more creative. They were running a horn set at the top of the key with multiple screens. That, like,
well, even
most
the end of
creative late game
regulation,
offense we've ever seen from him.
even the end of regulation stuff before. So they opened. It was 104, and then they started running these sets with Hart, who started initiating. They were actually like, they got like 3 straight buckets out of that. They got 2 twos and a 3 from Randle. I know like the Randle 3 was like more of like an isolation step back, but it was a good isolation where it was like after you ran some shit and he got to ISO on Grant at the top of the key without the defense loaded up on him. But like that's actually like kind of the more frustrating thing with Tibbs, where it's like you get these glimpses of like he does have more creativity than he showed. He's like it's like Woodson, right? It's like when they have less to work with, they show you more, and you're like, can you just show us more when you have more to work with too? Is that like, can we do that? But look, I think Tibbs coached a pretty solid game tonight, to be honest. Like I do. I mean, so like the Quickley minutes, I don't know where to go with that, but like I thought in general he coached a pretty solid game. he actually let Obi rock a little bit more in the fourth than I thought he would, and I thought Obi played really well actually in the fourth. So that was good to see. I wish he had played him a little bit more than he did. But at the end of the day, like I don't have too much of a problem with the minutes when you're talking about playing guys every other day. I have more of a problem with that in like back-to-back type situations.
And the fact that we play the Hornets on Tuesday, that
hopefully
like,
you just
helps
take care
a
of
ton.
business, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I feel like these guys could just sleepwalk to, like a 10-point win versus the Hornets if it even comes to that.
Why are you slandering my son, Mark Williams?
I'm just saying. I mean, today I saw the Hornets were down by like almost 30 to.
Yeah, but they were playing against McCall
Nets?
Bridges, dude.
McCall Bridges had 33 again. What the fuck is the league doing? Why are we letting McCall Bridges get his game off like this? That's nasty.
Well, I mean, the fact
Dude.
that the Nets were able to just handle their business versus the Hornets, and we've been able to just mollywop the Nets, then I think we should be all right.
Jalen Brunson bullied McCall Bridges into being good. It's amazing.
Yeah, I can see
Speaking of
that.
Jalen Brunson, I aim to get 50 versus the Hornets. It's time he gets his 50 ball.
It's time for
And
somebody to get 50, man. Somebody, I don't care who does it. Obi Toppin, get us 50. I don't care. Somebody needs to get us 50.
Obi Toppin 50 ball will feed many families.
That'd be the craziest bet to put in. Somebody's gonna bet Obi Toppin $50 with like their last dollar, and they're gonna fucking make out. Like
Obi Toppin needs more minutes. Obi Toppin needs more minutes. Shout out Danny B.
Oh man. One thing I will say about Randle also today, I'm kind of glad that like this last year this is a game he gets thrown out of. Between like the Marcus Smart antics, the technical, he handled himself pretty well tonight.
Dude,
he's only like
them reviewing that shit for a hostile act was insane, by the way.
Marcus
Like,
Smart demanded a
fucking
review,
insane.
so he gets the review. Those are the rules, Schwinn. Come on.
That was crazy, dude. I could not believe that. I was like, what are we reviewing here? Like, we're just like, he threw a pass and he hit him in the face. Like, and they called it travel. So it's like they got the ball anyway. I'm like, so we're just reviewing this because Marcus Smart collapsed. That's it. Like, what a fucking ridiculous that guy, man. He's something else. Fuck him.
Yeah, but like that was a moment where Randle just like absolutely loses it. And Jeff, you're muted.
I was just asking, how many times is he on the ground tonight?
I would
was
say
he-
over under 9.5 times.
I was
My
going to say
man,
19. I'm
he said-
smashing that over.
Tyrese, would you say that the Knicks had him biting the sheets?
He was starfishing. I don't know what the fuck that was. Like he was doing snow angels. He was. You can't even say biting the sheets because like I feel like I was already getting fucked. Like I don't. That shit was the fact that like the next generation is gonna watch that and start playing like Marcus Smart upsets me more than you'll ever know because nobody should play like Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart shouldn't even play like Marcus Smart.
I feel so old hearing Tyrese say the next generation.
I hope you are old. I hope you know that.
I know that, but that's my point. It's like I feel even older when you say the next generation.
Yeah,
Because
like
you're
my
clearly much younger
nephew's
than me.
gonna watch this and like think that Marcus Smart is cool, and like if my nephew thinks Marcus Smart is cool, I'm gonna be really disappointed. Like
Yeah, well, you should help raise him better. Then maybe you should be a
I
better
know.
role model for him.
he watches Julius Randle.
All right.
How concerned should we be about the inbounds plays? I think that's a valid thing to be concerned about. It's really weird. Like, it's like they run a bunch of. So this is a very weird analogy. Like, I remember when Mike McCarthy got fired from Green Bay. One of the big complaints about him was that like they didn't run any like they didn't run any like rub routes. They didn't use misdirection, and it was all just routes that so it's all just like one-on-one routes for receivers to win their route. And that's kind of how I feel about our inbounds plays, where it's like there's no misdirection, there's no screening, there's no rubs. Like it's just there's four guys out there and they have to go win whatever the fuck they're going to try and win one-on-one matchups. And it's weird. Like I don't know. Like, we should be concerned about it, but I really I'm assuming some of this is about like limiting turnovers and mistakes or whatever. Like, there definitely seems to be some fucking organizational focus on this, Tips focus on this, whatever. It's weird. I'm concerned about it, but like, I guess they've gotten better in end game situations, generally speaking. So maybe they're onto something. I don't really know. I find it weird. I'm kind of with you, but like, I don't know.
I don't
39-27, baby.
I don't get why so many of our inbounds plays involve multiple screens, like screening the screener. And like it just looks so much easier for other teams. Like we waste the first 3 seconds of the 5 seconds that we have, like trying to get the guy we're getting the ball to just to flash open. When it's like, you can just like have him just do that. Like, and I get he more meant like the end of game inbounds, but like shit, it looks so complicated. Like in the middle of the second quarter, like they need to do so much to just have the point guard pop open. I don't really get it.
I just think it's also too telegraphed. Like it's obvious that we're trying to get the ball to Randle, and I'm like, what if you tried to get the ball to not Randle? I thought about that. Like is it like what if you just threw it to Quickley or RJ or literally anybody other than Julius Randle? Is that a possibility?
Nope.
Not gonna be able to do it.
Not gonna be able to do it. The meme.
Not gonna be able to do it.
Celtics fans on Twitter saying Mazzulla ain't ready.
He's not? Okay. Let me get my Joe Mazzulla stuff out the way.
Let's go. Let's go, Tyrese. I'm ready for this rant. I've been waiting. I'm here for this. I'm pumped. Let's go.
First of all, he looks like Dobby from fucking Harry Potter. I just had to get that off my chest real quickly. Like, he has a skin fade at 34 years old. What the fuck are you doing? You're not Chris Paul. Like,
oh man,
he has these long, like his face looks like a fucking traffic cone. Have you ever like looked at his face and it's just like long ass chin with like a square ass head, but somehow like his hair makes it look like a top hat. Anyway, back to the original point at hand. Like, his adjustments are garbage. Like, he doesn't know how to adjust. His adjustments are basically like, I'm gonna Jason Tatum, my youngborn, my son. I love you, Jason Tatum. I want you to go win us this game. And Jason Tatum was like, I'm not gonna fucking win you this game. I'm gonna pass it to Al Horford in the fucking corner so they can't make fun of me. But like, guy just seems so he's not ready. And like, I can't blame him for not being ready because he got the job at training camp. But like, God, like you just watch Joe Mazzulla coach, and you're just like, dude, you got so lucky. Like, I'm all for fucking African Americans winning, but holy shit, he must be the definition of fucking affirmative action because there's no fucking way he deserves that job. But like, I digress. Joe Mazzulla is like not a good coach, and he's gonna get exposed. They're losing in the second round because like Bud will coach circles around him, Tips will coach circles around him. Like they'll beat the fucking Sixers because the Sixers stink, and he's a better coach than Doc Rivers. But like, if you're asking me top 4 coaches in the East right now, he's not one of them. Like, I would choose JB Bickerstaff over him, like easily. Spo, you can give me fucking Jamal Mosley. I'll take him over Joe Mazzulla. Like, Joe Mazzulla is very, very far down the totem pole right now, and like, I can't blame him. He's a rookie, but like, anybody who legitimately voted here for Coach of the Year just like is either on the ringer or just looks at the record and goes, oh, that's the best coach. So.
All right.
Hey, Clippers won, so we're safe.
Yes, we won't be the team to give up a win to the Russell Westbrook Clippers.
Those thugs in Memphis got it done instead.
Shout out to Memphis for giving that up.
They've been going through it, by the way.
That day was rough for them. They had the Brandon Clark Achilles. They had the Dylan Brooks suspension. Then they had the Ja Morant suspension. Wild, like 10 hours for them.
They got 3-piece. Like, for whatever reason, they just got 3-piece. Which, I mean, couldn't happen to a better franchise. But, like, jeez. Oh, that was a good day on Twitter, though. That was a good day on Twitter.
It was.
Oh.
Eric McLaurin says the Quickley Vindication couldn't have come in a better game. Yeah, I mean, everything came together in like one packaged bow. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I just fucking.
Oh,
Also,
well,
yeah, wow. So Peter Griffin, who's a Boston fan, is now like coming to terms with the fact that Emmanuel Quickley is going to be 6 Man of the Year, and he's just like,
nice. I
imagine if
think that
uh,
game was, man. I mean, I can't wait to see what Zach Lowe and them say on like his podcast and like NBA Today, because like I know
First
he's
Take
like,
will be special. I can't wait for First Take. I'm watching First Take intently.
I need to see those leaks of the ballots. I need to see the ballot leaks.
I feel like at this point, like I think when like New York is good, they usually win a lot of awards.
Yeah, I mean, when the Knicks won, what was it, 54 games? That's when like Carmelo was scoring title. He had some MVP votes.
He broke
what you call
up LeBron's unanimous MVP because he was the only other guy who got an MVP vote, which is hilarious in retrospect.
Nice.
But
Shout out that voter. J.R. Smith won 6 Man of the Year.
did Tyson win?
That was the year
DPOY?
before.
Okay.
Yeah, Tyson was dealing with injuries for a good part of that season.
Tyson was dealing with being a fucking huge piece of shit that season. Is what he was dealing with. Fuck Tyson Chandler. Fucking
Oh my God.
scumbag.
Man, I must have been like too young and out of the loop to know what Schwinn is referencing.
This guy fucking spent an entire series biting the sheets for Roy Hibbert, as Tyrese would put it. Fuck him. Fuck him. I
I'm
fucking
so
hate Tyson
sorry.
Chandler.
I'm so.
This guy was
I'm
bitching
very
in the middle of
sorry.
this. This guy was in the middle of that fucking playoff series, bitching about not getting post touches. We haven't ran a fucking post up for you all year because you can't post up, dude. What are you fucking
Tyson
talking
Chandler
about?
was complaining about post touches.
He was bitching about not touching the ball enough. Like,
it's like, dude, you're a lob threat. Wait for you to like go set a screen for Raymond Felton and go run your ass into the paint and catch the lob.
I fucking can't stand that guy. He's a fucking piece of shit. Fuck him. Fucking fraudulent ass DPOI. Fucking
Scott Van
scumbag.
Pelt talking about the Knicks.
Fuck out of here.
Need to hear this. Scott Van Pelt's actually pretty good. He's like the one redeeming quality of ESPN.
Sam, Tyrese, what do you think about Sam needing the white man's approval?
Yo, what? That is like such a wild conclusion to draw from that statement. Holy shit.
Tyrese, thoughts?
I cannot believe you said that on air. That is bringing it to that part of the stream. Holy shit!
Yeah, I thought we'd get to that like more towards like the 2 hour and 10 minute part of the stream, not the 1 hour and 47 minutes.
Black Queens forever. Nobody's.
I'm just saying. I'm still not hearing a response from Sam here. I'm a little concerned.
All right. Poor Jeff.
Anyways,
like I can't comment.
Anyways,
let's gonna quit midstream here. He's like, guys, enough.
I happen to like Scott Van Pelt. I don't have a problem with Scott Van Pelt.
I do like Scott Van Pelt. He's good.
He's like exactly. He's the one redeeming quality of ESPN these days.
The bad beat stuff is awesome too.
Him and Monica McNutt.
Well,
yeah.
Monica McNutt is a special.
That's different.
Special.
That's different. Generational talent.
Amen.
Walcott Frazier says the Knicks beat the Nuggets. They're officially contender in my book.
Yo, fuck your book, bro. I'm sorry.
Fuck you, Clyde Frazier. No, I agree. But he's right. He's right. Like if they beat, I mean that's historically a team, specifically Jokic, right? That's a player that like the Knicks have just absolutely gotten their shit handed to. Like he's destroyed them for years through multiple coaches, multiple schemes, whatever. Doesn't matter. And are they the best? They're the best record in the league right now. Or they've what? Jeff, you know?
No, Bucks, dude.
Okay.
Really?
So they're like
even after their loss.
Yeah,
46 and 18. Yeah, you're right. Game up.
Okay, like so they're the second best record team in the league. They're the best team in the West. I mean, yes. Like if the Knicks beat them, then you know what? I might need to rewind this back and apologize to Jeff about my take that the Knicks couldn't beat the Bucks because if they beat the Nuggets, I might get there, bro. I really do because that's like to me. I've been every single year we play the Nuggets. I chalk that up as like that's like 2 losses. I'm like, yep, 2 losses. All right, 2 losses. Like, can't do it. Embiid, every now and then we get the best of him because he's just a flopping little motherfucker. He's like, dude. I mean, just Jokic is insane. He's got a 70.3 true shooting percentage this year. Like, what? Like, he's ridiculous.
He's so good.
Yeah, he's
unbelievable. It's unbelievable what he's doing. Like, I mean, it's sad what modern discourse has turned you just can't, like, people can't appreciate him, but he's so good. It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy how good he is.
He's awesome. So, which is kind of my point. It's like, and not just him, like the fact that he is so good and his skill set elevates the guys around him, like Murray and Michael Porter Jr. very specifically. Like if the Knicks win that game, all bets are off. All bets are off. We're winning the championship. We're going all the way. James Dolan's gonna have a parade in the Canyon of Heroes.
Parade in my city.
It's gonna be great. Awesome.
Okay, so we've beaten Jokic once, and we haven't beaten him since 2017.
Well, yeah, because he didn't play the time we played them this year in Denver.
No, I'm talking about 2017.
Yeah. No, because I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying you're right because we beat them this year, but Jokic didn't play, obviously.
Oh God! You might have a point. You might actually have a point there. Like, yeah, I can. If we beat the MVP in the house that Julius Randle built, then like
the house that Julius Randle built.
That's so disgusting.
What?
It's right, but like
you need to meet Dr. Kevorkian.
Oh my God.
All I'm saying, if it happens, then like, yeah, I can see the contender talk happening. Imagine we take a win streak into that game.
The thing is,
we're running the table.
I'd shit bricks. I would shit bricks that entire series, bro.
Really?
The thing that Schwinn said that was so true though is it's not just a really good team. The Knicks have beaten I mean, I think the Heat are better than their record, and then obviously you've got the Celtics. The Knicks have beaten a couple of good teams, or in the Celtics case, really good team. But in the Nuggets aren't just a really good team. They're a team that's had our number ever since Jokic has been ever since Jokic has existed. They've just crushed the Knicks. So it's a good comment because beating the Nuggets wouldn't just, be like symbolize beating another good team. It would show that we have another level of being able to compete with teams who usually give us a ton of trouble.
So you could say that Jokic is is getting greatness out of great men in a great moment.
Yo, get out of here with this Michael Irvin shit.
Dude,
has anybody totally unrelated to any of this? Have any of you guys seen Creed 3 yet?
No, not yet. I do want to see it though.
Probably see it next week.
I mean,
I heard it's good.
I saw Cocaine Bear today, so I mean,
how was that?
No wonder quick. It's fucking awesome. What do you mean? It's fucking Cocaine Bear. Of course, it was great.
Look, I have no problem with Cocaine Bear, specifically the Cocaine Bear.
Have you seen it?
I have not. I need to see it. I'm pretty excited to see it, to be honest. I was just wondering, totally randomly, because I had no idea what Tyrese was just referencing.
Yeah, I pride myself on seeing every movie in theaters, so I will see it soon. No, I'm actually being serious.
I know you're being serious.
That's why you're laughing at me.
Yeah. Jeff prides himself on watching every movie in theaters and also watching literally every NBA game multiple times.
Just the Knicks multiple times, but I like my TV setup. Yeah, I watch a lot of NBA. It's pretty sad.
I'm just really annoyed that the Knicks didn't sign DeMar DeRozan because of all the success that the Bulls are having this year. By the way.
Oh my god,
DeMar DeRozan would have been our closer in the playoffs.
You had a great one the other
wow.
day. Schwinn, you had a great one the other day when you were like, yeah, this front office has done a good job, but I can't get over that we don't know what they're thinking all the time or whatever.
Yeah, I never understand that. It's like, we need transparency from the front office. Motherfucker, the last thing I want from any front office in any sport is fucking transparency. Like, oh yeah, tell me exactly what you're going to do. Why would I do that? How does
You're
that
gonna
benefit
shop
us
this
at all?
guy with the intentions of not really
Yeah.
trading for him. Like,
And I just genuinely, I just don't care. Like, I just do not. And I've never, this is not just like a Leon Rose office specific thing. This is not just, I do not care about any of the teams I root for, whatever. I do not give a single fuck about management coming out and having press conferences or telling me what they think. I don't care about it. Because I'm like, you're either going to do the work and I'm going to see it on the floor or I'm not. And if I do see it, I'll know it. And if I don't see it, I'll know it. Like, I don't need to hear Leon Rose stumble his way through a press conference to understand that the Knicks being 39-27 and having all their first round picks after this year, and having a bunch of young talent on the team, and having Jalen Brunson in his prime, and having having an all NBA version, quite frankly, of Julius Randle again. Like, I don't need him to talk about that to understand and appreciate that and evaluate his decisions. Like, I don't. So the people that like cry about that stuff, I don't know, man. Maybe fucking like
grow up.
Yeah, grow up, get laid, just do anything that's fun. Do something that's fun. Like
Touch
yeah,
grass.
Touch grass might be one. Get a life, as I would like to put it. Like, just do anything that's fun. Like, I just don't understand how anybody cares about that shit. I really don't. Like unless there's some actual serious crisis happening, and by crisis I mean like somebody being accused of a crime on a team or something like that. Like that's a situation where I do agree. Like the front office or somebody management level should come out and like handle it. But like, oh my God, how like, they didn't talk after we signed Jalen Brunson. Like, okay, like you need them to explain that. Like,
Steph Bonnie didn't get to interview Jalen Brunson at his press conference. Oh
yeah,
no.
Yeah, and it's the thing that fucking was hilarious about that is like, well, like we need to be able to talk to these guys. I'm like, you're literally going to be able to talk to them every fucking day as soon as the season starts. As soon as the season starts, you're going to get to talk to fucking Jalen Brunson. You're going to talk to RJ Barrett. You're going to ask them all the questions you want about the Donovan Mitchell trade and tampering and every fucking thing you want to ask them about. And they're going to give you the same ass bullshit fucking answers they were going to give you at that time too. And guess what? As a fan, I don't feel like you not having the ability to do that back in July affected me in any way, shape, or form. So please, if you're like, don't shit on fans, don't shit on the fan base, don't shit on the team in totally in illogical and nonsensical ways, and then try to use, oh, well, we need to have this access to bring information to the fans. Don't do that. Don't ever do that. Like you don't represent the fans. You don't give a shit about the fans, and you don't provide anything for the fans. Not Bondi anyway. But like, you know, there are guys obviously like Ian Begley, awesome, does a great job, deserves a bunch of credit, right? Like he does great, and there's a reason why Knicks fans love Ian Begley because he does the job the way you want somebody to do the job. It's just this is the information I have. I'm not reporting my opinions. And you know what? To his credit, when he does say like his opinions, he makes it very clear, this is my opinion.
And it's usually not a stinky opinion.
Yeah. Well, even if it is, it's like he's making it like very, 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 very blatantly clear. Like, this is my opinion. This is what I think. He's not like, this is a fact.
And he doesn't say it in like an asshole type of way like the other people.
He's like the cool white uncle of Knicks Twitter.
Do you have a cool white uncle, Tyrese?
That's such a weird thing to say, a cool white uncle.
Like,
as if like everyone has that in their family randomly.
Yeah, but like,
do you have that, Tyrese?
I think he does.
That's what
that was his weird way of admitting it. That was his weird way of just like bringing it out to the light.
He's like if Doc Kemp was like a Knicks beat writer in the best way possible.
Let's go, Larry bought the RJ water bottle. Yeah. Let's go, Larry.
Woohoo! And Jeff has it up.
This is Sam tomorrow, by the way.
I have to wake up early for this exam, but I can't sleep because I've been too hyped, man. Holy shit, this is so second half of the year. Last year Celtics turnaround-esque. Yeah, it very much is so. I mean, someone had said in the stream.
I've been saying this.
Someone had said in the stream that this was like similar. Getting Josh Hart was similar to the Celtics last year getting Derek White.
I've been saying this forever. I've been saying this like for a month now, that there is something about this team that's like very similar to the Celtics last year. And the Hart trade is very similar to the Derek White trade last year. Like
I'm saying, run the table.
God.
Schwinn's in the
We're
Matrix.
starting to do it, aren't we? We're starting to do it.
Schwinn's in the Matrix, though. All right, let's run the table. Knicks running the table. Oh, is Tim Legler talking about the Knicks? Oh, he's talking about Emmanuel Quickley. This is special.
We love Tim Legler around these.
Oh, Tim Legler talking about Emmanuel Quickley. This is special. I can't wait till this clip is on YouTube. I'm gonna clip it and post it on my Twitter.
Yeah, post all of it though, all right?
Yeah, I'll post the whole thing.
The streets.
He's talking about RJ Barrett too. First 25-10 rebound game for RJ this season.
Nice. Just make sure, just post that part, but make sure, like, you know where you can hit like people to mention or whatever. Make sure you tag Tyrese.
To Tyrese's credit, he did call out RJ to have a good game today on Twitter. So he somewhat had some belief.
Because RJ Barrett always has these games when fucking Brunson's out.
Very much so.
He's just like, oh, I get to cook now. Yay. Tell you, you don't let the Lions out. You lock the Lions in, and you keep them in.
But that's another thing. I thought in the first quarter when RJ got off to that hot start, he got out into transition, and him and Randle had that give and go that ended up in a turnover. And I remember thinking to myself, we talked about this last post game. RJ has this weird inverse correlation where when he's involved in the game and his shot is falling, that like causes him to defend and to play make better. And to me, what made the end of the game so encouraging was it was clearly Quickley's game. And like RJ had a good offensive game. So if RJ was prioritizing his like, oh, I want to be a star and this game should be going through me, he could have let that affect his defense. He could have let that affect like how into the game he was. And I know that's not a very high bar, but I liked that he didn't get the role he probably wanted to offensively, and he didn't let it affect his defense. In fact, he put more energy on the defensive end, and he was great on that end. I just thought it was a really. I honestly like. I wish we rewarded him with like a few pistol actions, or gave him the ball a few times in advantageous situations.
RJ,
RJ, because I thought he not just because he deserved it offensively, but just the fact that he stayed so locked in defensively, like just good for him, man. Like that was such an encouraging game from him.
But you know what? To me, I'm fine with him not giving him those touches because like you can't just bring it on tonight and like you've got it. This can't be just like the one like, oh, Brunson's out, we need you. Like this has to be every game. Like, and he has the ability. He clearly has the ability to do this every game. There's nothing stopping him from doing this shit. He can do this every game.
Yep.
More importantly, what I absolutely love seeing from RJ tonight is knowing his fucking role. And what I mean by that is like, yes, exactly. Shout out The Rock, the greatest wrestler of all time. Fuck anybody that disagrees. But like,
I don't get how anybody can disagree with that. By the way, random wrestling aside,
many people would disagree with that.
Yeah.
But like,
I agree.
What I loved seeing from him, and what I generally have hated seeing from him, is he'll get a rebound and not give the ball to Quick and push it up himself and initiate some bullshit set, and we get into some bullshit offense. I loved seeing at the end of the game today, at the end of the fourth, in overtime, in double overtime, when he got defensive rebounds, he gave the ball to Quick and he ran he ran up the floor himself. Like I loved seeing that because that is an understanding of like what you're good at and what the team needs in a certain specific situation. I loved seeing him trust Quick, and I love seeing Randle trust Quick. I loved the fact that like tonight was a night like Quick's obviously had big games before, but this felt like a very different thing where it's like this felt like a game where like you had key players in the team, guys who are above him in the pecking order, defer to him in clutch situations, in crunch time. And like, I don't think it's a problem when Brunson gets back, because Brunson, to me, still at the end of the day, like, he's the guy I want with the ball and the game type situations. Like, he's the guy I want. But like, I think there is now, like, they're definitely, this felt like a very like seminal moment of like, okay, yes, we want to give Brunson the rock, and yes, we want to get RJ the rock or Randle the rock and crunch. But like, I think Quickley definitely elevated his standing, not just obviously with fans like all of us who are fucking verbally filleting him, but like, I do think something happened with him tonight where like guys on that team look at him a little bit different than they did before, even if they kind of already understood that he had that ability.
And you said it, Schwinn. This was another. I feel like I'm saying this all the time. I feel like you've been killing it on the postgame.
I'm really fucking smart. So
you said it. You said it like you said it.
Way
like,
to suck your own dick, Schwinn, by the way.
Hey, somebody has to,
right? You said it like a week ago. You said, I asked on here, I was like, why do you guys think that, Grimes can go entire halves without shooting the ball, but Quickley will come in and play less minutes with the starting unit in the same, role that Grimes does, and he gets all these initiation possessions. It just seems like he's more involved. And you said, you said, speaking for you, you said, I genuinely believe that Brunson and Randle see Quickley as like one of them. Like they respect him to that level.
He's got it like that. Like he's got it like that. Like, and I actually think like they respect him maybe a little bit more even than RJ. Not in the sense of like, I don't think they shit on RJ, but it's more like they trust him more than RJ. I guess it's probably the better way to put it. Not respect, but they trust him. Yeah, we know, Tyrese. We know. But like,
give him the nuclear football. I swear to God, he would have turned it over. Emmanuel Quickley, I would trust with the nuclear codes. I would trust Emmanuel Quickley with like fucking to like ease tensions for like NATO.
I trust Emmanuel Quickley with literally anything. Like literally, he is my favorite Knick of all time. He's awesome. I love him. I'm so happy that he had this night tonight, and I'm so happy.
Clive started shaking as soon as you said that.
This was national TV. This was national TV, ESPN against the Celtics with Jason Tatum, with Jaylen Brown, with Marcus Smart, their best defender. Like this was,
he was the best player on the court with like a bunch of four all-stars, three all-stars, and a whole bunch of damn good players.
Al Horford, you got him.
2 all NBA guys.
Yeah, he was the best player on the court.
And there was one. I think there was one possession, maybe double overtime, where he like asked for a switch onto Tatum, and then he fucking hit a 3 on him. I was like, is this like real life? Like, is this happening right now? Like, that was, man, he's just got so much fucking, his balls are gigantic, man. He could have just fucking ran the entire court doing the Sam Cassell big balls dance the entire like game if he wanted to. I mean,
I wish he did. That was, he's too holy.
Yeah, he loves.
He does this.
Yeah, he was. He reads off the hymn sheet. But he was awesome tonight, man. He really was. He was spectacular, and I don't even think it's like absurd to praise him as much as we have. I think if anything, it's like just totally deserved. He was incredible.
Someone mentioned, when are we going to start putting out Quicklin merch? And I mean, hey, There's no better time than the present.
Soon, so, very, very soon. Don't worry about
it. We'll talk with our peoples, and we'll try to get that out as soon as possible.
Zach.
Yeah, shout out Zach. JL says Hart knocking out Brown and Tatum in one play was elite. That was special.
That was good.
That was awesome, by the way.
That was special.
Awesome.
That was like a bowling ball move.
And they deserved it too. That was good.
He didn't even do anything to Brown. Like the Tatum shit was obviously ridiculous, but Brown, like the Celtics are always just falling over.
This is you need guys like that. You need guys that are going to just be like, I'm literally going to tackle you on this play. Like you're just going to get hurt. Like I don't care. You're going to fucking like feel what it's like. And they have not had that. Like as much as I love Quickley. I think Quickley's tough. I think Randle's tough. I think all these guys are tough. They would never have that play. They would never do those things. And you need a guy that's going to get in the fucking mud and mix it up like that. And he did. Like, I loved, like, that's why you need a guy like that. You needed a guy like Hart who's just like, yeah, guess what, dude? I'm going to fucking literally clothesline you, and then I'm going to shove you in the back so you don't get a fucking layup. And that's what it is. Like, that was awesome. That was like I felt fucking at home. I felt like I was back in like 1999. I thought I was a kid again or something. Like, that was fucking great. Love seeing that. I want to see more of that.
I have a comparison. So you can say that Josh Hart is like D'Lo Brown for the Nation of Domination.
We are.
Exactly. It makes sense. He's just like, he's a dude. He's like, he's not going to win the championships, but like, he's just a dude who gets in there, mixes it up, and it's like, he's vital to the group.
So you're saying, who is he in Nation of Domination?
D'Lo Brown.
See, I would say he's more like Farouk.
You know what? Yeah, I can see that.
Farouk was a better wrestler. Farouk's a little more valuable wrestler. D'Lo Brown just had a great amazing intro music.
Fair.
You fucking the real deal now. You better recognize.
God, I was such a loser back then. Man, I love
that. Dude, attitude era that's like there's nothing will ever be like that.
97 through Austin Rock at WrestleMania 17 is like peak television. Like that, it was just great every week. And I'm not even one of those guys who like hated the Austin heel turn or was like, a purist. It just, The Rock went to Hollywood, and to me that was like the end of the era.
The great heel turn was when The Rock turned heel, but like he was so good at being a heel that everybody still liked him. So it didn't work. So they're like, okay, well, we just like you're done being a heel. So bad. Like this isn't working. This is not what we expected.
All right, you gotta be the face. This guy commented Tatum and Brown in the same comment. So I've been meaning to say it all night. Some of the shit we've taken here at the Quickland is for being too analytical and overemphasizing like impact stats and being like, it's obvious Quickley will succeed with a bigger role. Look at these impact stats. And you get all these people who just don't know what they're talking about, being like, oh, he's a bench player, so it's easy to put up good impact stats. First of all, tell that to Malcolm Brogdon, who the Celtics are 6 points per 100 better without than with. He's a bench player. If it's so easy, why isn't he doing it? More importantly, start of that second quarter, the Knicks were without Jalen Brunson, obviously. They had Deuce McBride in, who hasn't played in weeks. They were also without Quentin Grimes. They were without four other starters. All four other starters. Mitch was on the bench. Grimes was on the bench. RJ was on the bench. Randle was on the bench. And Jalen Brunson was injured. So it was Quickley plus three normal bench players plus the 11th man in the rotation. It was those five against Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and Marcus Smart to start the second quarter because, for all of the good things we said about Tibbs, he doesn't sub like other coaches do. He has a very outdated substitution pattern. The Knicks were down 7, and they very easily could have been run off the court at that moment. They just could have. They were already down 7. Like we've all talked about, like this was just a game people expected them to lose. It would have been totally normal to see that 7-point lead go down to 15 in a heartbeat. And Quickley said, fuck that, and proved why you don't just hand wave impact data when it's screaming at you that a guy is impactful and a guy's a good player. That felt to me like a game-saving stretch. Like we're not actually going to go out of this game. We're gonna hold serve. We're gonna stay in this game, and when Julius Randle and RJ Barrett come back in, we're gonna give us a fighting chance. Huge moment in that game, and just another Quickley's so good.
That was the end of the second quarter you're talking about?
No, the start of the second quarter.
Yeah. He was awesome. And even I thought I think they went behind 10 to start the third quarter at some point, 10 or 11.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And he fucking dropped his nuts right then. Like he had that block on Jaylen Brown, which was fucking insane,
spectacular.
And I actually thought it's so funny. Like in real time when I watched that, I was like, oh man, I think Quickley got away with one. I thought he fouled him, but Ruko on the call was like he was like what a block. He was like just going crazy about it. And they showed the replay, and I was like, oh no, actually that was like an amazing block. That was like all ball. That was an incredible stretch he had. He had that. I think he had a steal, then he took it all the way. Like that was again, like you mentioned, that's just incredible stuff. So yeah.
AJ Schuler, watching the whistle Luka got today and seeing how Randle gets hit was quite a contrast, like black and white.
That's a bar.
But
It's look, I mean, we don't have to talk about it. When Julius Randle
no
hit
matter
those two
if it's black or white.
when Julius Randle hit those 2 free throws at the end of regulation, those were his first 2 free throws of the game. I don't care if Julius Randle.
He was so comfy at the line. I've never been more confident in Julius Randle at the line than those. Like both of those trips, I was like, oh my god, he's like chilling.
He looks so like stone cold relaxed.
Yeah.
Like
he looked like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh. Shut
that meditation is working out for him. Ace Bouchard. Celtics always got that one guy in the 9-man rotation that's built like a blog boy. Big Baby Davis, Jared Sullinger, and now Grant Williams.
He's built like a snapping turtle.
Yo, look at the tweet I just posted.
No.
This is my favorite clip ever. I'm so happy I found it again.
Oh god.
His back to the basket game, his mid range, his 1 dribble pull up, his 2 dribble pull up.
I might have to make a highlight reel. Like the one I made for RJ, I might have to make a fucking highlight reel for quick.
Schwinn, like the first time, Schwinn, one of the first times you and Stacy had me on your podcast, Stacy just busted that out, like in the middle of it. He was like, he said that monologue, and I had never seen it before. And I was like, yo, what the fuck is he talking about? Like, I was just like, and you just started cracking up. And I was like, oh, it must be some inside joke that's so funny.
But like we've talked about quickly, I do think like we should talk a little bit about RJ before we close out here. Like he was awesome tonight. And I know we have talked about him a little bit, like genuinely.
We talked about him in passing.
Yeah, like he was. I thought his first quarter was like super important. What do you have? Like 14 points in the first quarter. He was really good, and he made shots that he doesn't. He made shots that like defenses give him because they don't think he's going to do it. Like
open
he
threes,
made 2
mid-range.
Yeah, he took 2 mid-range pull-ups in that quarter and cashed both of them. He was just really good. And then like the defenses Jeff just talked about multiple times. Like honestly, this might have been. I know he's probably had better like. Actually, no, I don't know. I think this might have been his best defensive game ever. He was everywhere, and he didn't miss a rotation. He didn't die on screens. I thought he was exceptional tonight.
He was fighting his ass off over screens. I've never seen him work that hard over screens. And again, it wasn't him giving more effort because I'm the guy. It was Quickley's night. Like Schwinn was saying, he was giving the ball on those defensive rebounds or on the inbounds. And he was like, I'm going to help how I can help. That is the type of evolution we want to see from RJ Barrett. It was awesome to see it. It was just, can't praise him enough. I mean, look, I maybe this is me being too hard on him. I'm just going to repeat it. I thought he was terrible on the defensive glass in the first half. I thought he really hurt the Knicks. I needed to see him box out more. You can't. Him and Randle can't just stand there and watch. I mean, Grant Williams just snuck by Randle for a huge offensive rebound in overtime. You just, I don't know.
Rebounding was so buns tonight. Oh my god,
so bad. You just have to put a body. Like if Tibbs, if I was Tibbs' assistant, and I'll obviously never be Tibbs' assistant, I would fucking be like, yo, we're gonna watch this tape, and I want you to emphasize, or please emphasize, what they did to Mitchell Robinson, what the other team did to Mitchell Robinson. Because I know Mitch ended up with good amount of offensive rebounds. I'm not saying they were overly successful, but it was 5 guys every time down the court who said, we're not going to let Mitchell Robinson beat us with offensive rebounds. There was a body on him every single time. That is team commitment to defensive rebounding. So you have to have that commitment if you want to win at the highest level. And no team should understand the importance of offensive rebounds more than the Knicks because their own offense is built around it. getting beat like that on the defensive glass is unacceptable. You can't count on Mitch to box everybody out. You can't be lazy with that stuff. You just have to be better. So yeah, I mean, look, I don't want to take away from what we're talking about. RJ was awesome. His defense was awesome. There's still areas we can grow from this.
But it's like that's what you want to see. Like this is why it's been so annoying to watch him this year, because you're just like, I know you can defend better than this. I've literally seen you for a fucking full season defend better than this. So, like, and then you see a game like tonight where it's like, is he as athletic as Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown? No. But, like, guess what? Being a 6'6", big-ass dude that just can, like, move, okay, that's enough, man. That's actually enough. Like, that really is enough. And he showed it tonight, and he was so fucking good. And, like, this is why, like, I don't care. Like, everybody can have the conversation they want to have, trade for this guy, trade for that guy. I don't think the Knicks need to be in a rush to do anything. If you can trade RJ and get, like, some true star wing-type player, sure, go for it. But I don't want to fucking call Bridges. OG Anunoby, fucking get these fucking loser pieces of shit out of
has
here,
been
man.
a ghost since
OG
he was worth
Anunoby.
3 first-round picks.
OG Anunoby is like a myth. He's like the fucking Loch Ness monster, bro. People like act like, oh, like people talk about this guy like they ain't fucking seen him play. Like nobody watches the Raptors. Nobody watches the Raptors. I know this because Scotty
For
Barnes.
good reason.
Yeah, because Scotty Barnes won Rookie of the Year last year. That's how I know nobody watches the Raptors. You fucking kidding me? Rookie of the Year, superstar, get the fuck out of here, bro. Franz Wagner dog walks that guy. Dog vox that guy. Like absolute joke.
Wow.
He's a clown. OG's a clown. The Raptors are fucking clowns. They're a fucking shit show. Masai's a fucking clown. I'm happy he fluked the fucking Kawhi trade to salvage his pathetic fucking legacy in Toronto. Because aside from that, the best thing he's done is what? Get a shit handed to him by LeBron? Congrats, dude. A lot of people do that. Fucking
Jordan
scumbag.
Bub, craziest stat of the night. Emmanuel Quickley had 1 turnover in 55 minutes playing point guard tonight.
Special player, man. I'm telling you, just
And Ace
special player.
Bouchard, what makes IQ incredibly unique as a bench point guard is that every other point guard off the bench is massively deficient in some area of basketball that keeps them from being a starting caliber player.
Yeah.
1000% agree.
Can't say it any
I
better.
mean, he's the best bench player in the league because he's actually a starter.
And he'll win 6 Man of the Year because of it.
And he
Yeah.
will
Feels
make me
good.
some money because of it.
Nobody, at least that'll like what will that make you like neutral in the year, Sam?
Probably. Nah, I've hit like two parlays the last couple of days. So
Man, yeah,
feeling-
there's no
I'm feeling
way.
pretty
You've
good.
got to be like, dude, you've got to be way up. Not to blow up your spot or anything, make it seem like you're. But dude,
make it so I'm like loaded over here.
yeah, you're fucking sweet though, man. It's every fucking day.
I prefer Tyrese's interpretation of Sam's betting, to be honest.
Dude, he tailed some guy who had Cam Reddish to hit 4 threes in a game and just what bada bing bada boom,
Sam-
4 threes.
Sam has a problem. He just tails
I-
random people on Twitter.
I don't have a problem. I
I gotta be honest.
By the
When I
way,
told
use
my
code
parents I was
TVPN
on a
if you want to be like
post-game
Sam.
if I told like my family that I was on a post game show where my co-host thought somebody else had a gambling problem, they'd be so proud. I'm not the gambler.
Well, it's like, do you ever have the conversation with your parents? You've seen Rounders, I'm sure, right? Where he's like,
Mhm.
what do you think it is? Like the same fucking 5 guys end up at the final table every year because they're the luckiest guys on earth? You ever had that? Have you had that conversation with your parents?
No, they actually kind of get it. They get it. Or they fake it well if they don't. They've always been very supportive. So
Dallas with some interesting questions here. He says,
Yes,
"Is IQ
yes,
is this
yes,
generation's
yes,
Manu
yes,
Ginobili.
Yes.
Why is he way better than Thunder Harden?
Because he's not Harden.
He also plays defense.
His
Yeah,
defense
he's not a scumbag.
does all the other little
Actually,
things.
Harden's not a scumbag. Harden seems like a good guy, but he's a scumbag on the court. So that's what I mean. Fuck him.
Oh my
IQ,
gosh.
instead of spending it on strippers, he spends it on ties and
On
offerings,
Jesus.
So
Yeah.
Exactly.
I read this
you can take it
actually
to
really-
your mother's house.
I love this one. Yes. Let's go, Omar. IQ is our John Havlicek. Correct. He is our future Hall of Famer. He's a multi-sport athlete and just a stud who's going to lead us to multiple championships. No, I read this really awesome article about Quickley. I'll try to share it tomorrow, but it's like it was on The Athletic. It was actually from when he was in Kentucky about like how his dad he's never watched him play. His dad's like his dad's never come to a game, never seen him play live. And it's like all about like how his faith is like. It was a really good article. It's a really good article, and I only discovered it last week. But yeah, man, he's awesome, and honestly, I'm just like so happy to root for a player like him. He's just such a fun player, and everything about him is just. It's so easy to root for guys like that, you know. And like ultimately, like I don't know what you guys, but like for me, like again, like as I talked about earlier, like I want to root for guys that like are fun and seem to give a shit, and he's the ultimate example of that. And to be honest, like a lot, like if this organization has nailed anything in the last 5-6 years, it seems to be that they get the type of players they should be drafting. Mitchell Robinson, Quickley, RJ, whatever you think about him, I don't think anybody can question like whether he wants to win here or not. You know, Grimes, whatever. Even like, look, even their whack draft picks, right? Like I don't know, Kevin Knox sucked, but like, did you ever think Kevin Knox wasn't trying? I thought Kevin Knox was trying at hardest. I think Kevin Knox sucked. Like, it's not good. Like that's it. Like, there's nothing to say about that. Like, I think they've done a good job of like picking guys that like are good dudes, good character guys, whatever. And that shit does matter. Like, I want to root for guys that seem like good dudes. So yeah, I mean, it's awesome.
I mean, that's all we've been asking for as a fan base forever, and we're finally getting it. And some people are still not satisfied, which proves that like they are just lost causes.
Well, apparently Emmanuel Quickley is a piece of shit who doesn't pass the ball to Cam Reddish. So,
oh like, man,
I guess we should
shout out my guy State. My guy State. He's owned his sins.
Ace Shot brings up a great point. I can't wait to see what Bill Simmons feels about how he feels about this game.
I wonder if him and Russillo magically missed this game tonight.
Probably.
He's bitching about Missoula, and he actually makes a really good point. Something I stumbled upon a week or two ago. I don't get why Brogdon's getting all the 6 man of the year praise when White has probably been better.
I agree. Yeah. That is a weird thing. Oh, actually, it's not that weird. It's because Brogdon has more points per game.
Right.
It's yeah.
But well, Derek White, like, and Simmons posted it. If you're interested, go check it out. But like all the lineup data, just Derek White's been great. Like seriously, like he's been a great player. And Brogdon's a good player too. I mean, it's tough to not underrate someone who's so clearly massively overrated. Like he's this front runner for 6 man of the year. He was minus 300 a week ago. Fuck out of here. Guy, the Celtics are 6 points or whatever, 5 points better without him per 100. But yeah, Derek White. This
is the tweet Simmons put out. Of the 13 most successful 2-man combos Boston's had this season, Derek White is in 8 of them. And then he put it in parentheses, doesn't play in crunch time.
I heard like a lot of Celtics fans were pissed about White not playing.
But this is like the Quickley thing last year, right? Like last year when we said this, like, oh, well, he doesn't play in crunch time for a reason. I'm like, yeah, is the reason that Kemba Walker is not actually just like cooked product? Is that the reason? like what's the reason here?
Do you guys remember the Nets game last year when we blew a 29-point lead?
I wish I didn't.
That game.
Wait, which game?
That game quickly had a rough February, and that was like the first good game. That was the first good game he had in like 8 games, and Tibbs pulls him with like 6 minutes left, and obviously does the Burke slow offense thing, and then tries to put Quickley back in when the Nets had like a 6-point lead with a minute left. Like he was like, oh yeah, he's gonna save us again. I just remember being like, fuck out of here. Like, don't even bother putting him back in. You don't deserve this guy. And thank God the Tibbs face turn is, I don't know. But it's up there.
Look, if he, I don't care how Tibbs came to this point. If he's at this point, that's all I care about. He's here.
Yep.
He's making way better decisions with the roster. I think he genuinely does now appreciate Quickley, like fully. We've seen this. Like he's closed games with Quickly over RJ, right? Like he's shown that like he trusts him to a level that like he doesn't really trust anybody other than Brunson and Randle. So, yeah, I mean, I don't really care how we ended up here. We got here. So anyway, yeah, it is what it is.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. I think.
I didn't mean to bring the vibes down by bringing.
No,
up
you're good. You're good. You're fine.
Oh yeah, White was in. White was only in because of Marcus Smart getting fouled. But other than that, Celtics fans were complaining that he wasn't in sooner, which is like them just being spoiled. But I did want to highlight this question by Justin, though. I'm not just question, but like I do want to say to this point, and I'll read the comments so people know what I'm saying. Can't really tell how good we are until we get through the first round. Playoff ball with all the adjustments and scouting is just so different from regular season ball. I will say these last two games have given us somewhat of a taste of playoff ball. Miami Heat isn't the caliber of team that the Celtics are, but they did present.
I'm tired of just getting the taste, Sam.
We are reaching that point in the show with 2 hours and 30 minutes in. But yeah, I will say, these last two games they have given us a taste of playoff ball. Schwinn says he wants the whole load, not just a taste of playoff ball. But Miami isn't the caliber of team that the Celtics are, but they did present a challenge, especially with Jimmy Butler being gifted as many free throws in the world as he did. And yeah, this game without Jalen Brunson having to adjust basically, and the adjustment was play Emmanuel Quickley however many minutes you need to and let him win us the game. And Julius Randle somehow sleepwalked to 30 points and helping us somewhat secure this win. But yeah, these two games have given us adversity as a team that in the past this team folds. They fold under this type of pressure immensely, in the worst type of ways. So the fact that they've been able to pull out these type of wins in these last two games has shown that, going forward into the playoffs, you kind of like, even though the offense isn't as dynamic as we want it to be, this team still manages to find a way to pull out wins. And, that's what you want to get in playoffs, wins. And if the team can somehow still pull out wins in the playoffs
and
throughout all this, then I'll take it.
And what are the playoffs about? It's about matchup hunting because defenses locked in they're just tougher to exploit. Like the I always use this as an example because I think it's a pretty solid example, but like the Warriors' beautiful offense that literally lives to exploit, off-ball shit. You're not seeing those mistakes as much. The playoffs turn into a slugfest and it gets mucked up. So the playoffs are all about matchup exploitations and adjustments. The Knicks are already playing playoff basketball. They're hunting mismatches right now more than they have.
IQ was doing it a ton tonight with Grant Williams.
The Knicks were doing it at the end of the Heat game. They were hunting Hero and they were hunting whatever. And what have we seen from Tibbs? Like, let's give him credit. Second straight game, he's gone small. We saw Randle at the 5 twice tonight. 2 different times we saw him go to Randle at the 5 tonight.
Although he did suffer on the boards, but yes, he did try.
We did, yeah. But you want them to be prepared for those moments. There's only one fit way for them to be prepared.
Well, the big thing is he could have gone to Hart. Hart had like 3 fouls. Like he could have gone back to Hart. Yep. He didn't. So that's a proactive choice that he made. That's not like a choice necessitated by lack of availability, foul trouble, whatever. That's actually a proactive choice he made. So I agree. Like it didn't matter actually how it worked or not. The fact that he was willing to go to it is highly encouraging for specifically what we're talking about here in terms of playoff basketball. Like again, we don't know how it'll work. We're not going to have enough of a sample.
Which one's in the Matrix?
Very encouraging.
Oh, there he is.
Schwinn, what did you say after we're not going to have enough of a sample? You went into the Matrix for a bit.
I don't think Schwinn heard you there, Jeff.
Schwinn, did you hear what I said?
My stream froze out actually.
Yeah. What did you say? You said we're not going to have enough of a sample, and then you cut out.
Yeah, we're not gonna have a sample before the end of the season to determine whether it's like good or bad or whatever.
Mhm.
But the fact that he's even willing to give it a shot is like, again, that's all I ever want. Like, just try shit, see what happens. Like, he tried shit tonight. Did it work out perfectly? No, but he did try it. How can I criticize? I'm not going to criticize him for that. I'll never criticize him for that. What I'll criticize him for is like when you keep trying the same things over and over again and they don't work, and you're not willing to adjust. That's it. What he to me, the last month and a half of him as a coach, he's been fine. He's been actually great. I think, like, genuinely, like, a value add. That's a huge departure from like what I thought
a couple
about
months
him.
ago.
Yeah, like, I mean, when the Knicks made the initial rotation change, I didn't think he was doing anything particularly great. I was like, okay, congrats, like, you made the rotation change that seems somewhat obvious. Like, but now he's like, yeah, he's made a rotation change, and obviously Hart helps, but like, he's also making proactive decisions in the course of games, and I'm like, this is very different from what you have done previously, and it's working better. But he just deserves credit for, like, you know, it doesn't really matter to me where that influence is coming from. If he's doing it, he deserves the credit for it, and we're reaping the benefits of it. So I'm happy. Basically, extend Tom Thibodeau. No, don't do that until after the playoffs. wait for after the playoffs. So
I mean, that is shit, man. I was praising Tibbs 2 weeks ago, but even in, like, you know, in spaces I'm in, or like on this post game, I would always emphasize that, like, because of Tibbs' lack of adjustments, the playoffs are what's going to matter. I'm approaching the point where this team is so together and is so clearly playing for their coach, and he's doing things that I never thought he would do. I'm at the point where that, like, unless it's just really bad in the playoffs, I'm happy with Tibbs as coach, which is crazy. I'm not going to lump Tyrese in with me and Sam, because Tyrese always believed in Julius Randle. But if you had told me and Sam at the beginning of the season that we'd be fine with Tibbs and very happy with Randle, we'd have laughed you out of the fucking building. Like, me and Sam never would have believed you.
Yeah.
Good on them.
Good on them. I think we will end things here as we have reached almost 2 hours and 37 minutes. Shout out to everyone that's been rocking with us this whole time. Y'all are real ones. Make sure y'all leave a like, y'all subscribe, especially if y'all new. We're on our way to 1K subs. All that you do definitely helps us here. I don't understand the YouTube algorithm as well as I somehow understand the Twitter algorithm, but I know that leaving a like and subscribing will help us out a bunch. Check out all the links to everything in the description. We got links to the site, the merch. We got new merch that just dropped. Check it out. New sweats, sweatshirts, remixes of some older stuff. Check it out. The Knicks are hot. Why not cop some Strickland merch?
Can I get one last word in? I'm sorry.
Yes.
We didn't say his name once on this post game. Obi Toppin got absolutely fucking cooked by Jason Tatum for a dunk. And the Celtics came right back down the court, tried to put Obi on an island against Tatum. And Obi slid with him and blocked him at the basket. And combine that defensive possession with 2 Obi catch and goes off the dribble, one where he created a layup for himself, the other where he made one of his jump passes and set up a basket. Look, I know you can only say so much about Obi Toppin because his role is so limited, but he's still out there working his ass off. He's still out there giving some value. I just wanted to give him, 20 seconds of our time because I appreciate that guy, even though he'll never live up to his draft pick on this team.
Yeah, Tyrese is probably so mad that you just mentioned that.
I mean, we did mention Obi Toppin tonight. I do want to say that we did speak on him tonight.
Oh, my bad. 2.5 hours, you lose track of it.
Nah, definitely, I understand though. I understand. Yeah, so check out all the links. Shout out to everyone rocking with us. It is like 1:30. I have to be up in like 3.5 hours for work. So shout out to me for staying up. I'm just
laughing at Tyrese saying facts to
that. He understands my pain. I might have to drink coffee for the first time tomorrow. But yeah, shout out to everyone that's been rocking with us. We'll be back on
You
Tuesday.
might need to drink espresso for the first time tomorrow morning.
Yeah, definitely. So shout out to everyone that's been rocking with us. We'll be back on Tuesday. Hopefully, Knicks make it 10 straight. We'll be playing the Charlotte Hornets. That should be an easy win. Who knows in this league though? But yeah, Knicks 9 straight. Time for the championship parade. Peace out.